Yo, what is going on, everybody? Xanthos Vice here. We are finally back with some streams. More importantly, with Trails in the Sky first chapter. I hope you guys had a great day. Yes, I'm finally back. Sorry I haven't been streaming for basically this whole week. I was honestly just taking some time to chill a bit, especially since I just went back to doing work. So I kind of did need a bit of a break. And also, unfortunately, I didn't really get to do grinding for Duo Night Abyss because I was so tired from work, I literally shut myself down for that part. But yeah. I'm finally back. We're finally doing stuff again. And finally, Trails in the Sky first chapter. I finally got it done. Been a while here. Yo, what's up, Mrs. Lobster 007? How are you doing? Great seeing you again. Hope you had a great holiday. But yeah, finally back here. Like I said, I kept emailing Gung Ho to try to resolve the situation, and I did test the game earlier today after having to get like another update to the patch, and we finally got it done. I was finally able to get to the next damn cutscene. I literally just tested it out like an hour ago. And I'm like, finally, thank you. So shout out to Gung Ho, the people who made this game, because they really followed through on making sure that everyone gets the experience that they want from this, because again, I wasn't being pushy. I was letting them take their time because at least they responded to my emails, which y'all know a lot of like customer service that doesn't really do that as much. So I'm glad they took the time to respond to me, listen to any issues I had, and we finally got this whole thing resolved. Well, yo, what's up, AZN? How you doing, man? But yeah, finally we are gonna continue where we last left off in the main story. So we won the fighting tournament, we're about to go to Grancel Castle and hopefully meet the queen and explain the whole situation to her. So yeah. Like I said, I did test this out early. Fine, just saw the notification notice that it's been a while for me to check on you. Ah, okay. Dankeschön, Miss Lobster, Dankeschön. But yeah, like I said, I did take time off before. We're not really watching Twitch nowadays, so yeah. Ah, okay. I get you. I mean, I'm more often watching YouTube than I am Twitch myself as well. Not that I dislike watching the live streams that other people got, but I don't know, I guess it's just so commonplace for me now. But yeah, like I said, I was taking a bit of a break because work kind of got the best of me since I was on vacation for a while with the holidays and everything. And kind of just wanted to chill out for the time being. So yeah, now I'm finally back. And at least I can finally continue with this main story, because I wanted to finish this game, but it just took so damn long for us to get anywhere. So we're just going to skip through this main part, because where we last left off, we went through this cutscene, but then we couldn't progress any further. And I think this is the same too. Like, this part wasn't voice acted, unless somehow the patch messed this up, but I would hope not. Like I said, I went through a lot just to finally be able to access this next part of the story, so hopefully it turns out well. How was your break? Oh, it was good. Oh, okay, good. Nice. How was the break? It was pretty good, honestly. Just mainly chilled, check out my stuff from Christmas. I have a term paper to write. Had to finish it in 10 days. I haven't even started. 15. Wow. Damn. Wait, 15 pages. Damn. I think the most I've done, excluding like the works cited and all that, and like the cover page, is like 8 pages, I think. 15. Damn. Oh, I never had to do 15 pages before. So my condolences to you, Miss Lobster. Yeah, good luck. Both from me and AZN. It's crazy. No, seriously, because I remember AP Lit, we did not have to do anything that much. I think AP Lit, the most we did was like 5 or 6 pages, right, AZN? At least if I'm remembering correctly. Because me and AZN went to the same school together. And we actually had the same AP Lit class. But yeah, I think like 5 or 6 was the most we ever did. Yeah, I mean, bachelor's thesis next year's third. Wait, what? A bachelor's thesis? 30 pages? Bruh. I would think that's like for a graduate paper. Sheesh indeed, AZN. Sheesh indeed. Damn. Seriously, that's like a whole nother level. I can't even begin to imagine. How would you even do 30 pages? I feel like half of it would have to be like analytics and charts and stuff. That's the only way I could see I could ever like contemplate even the idea of doing 30 pages. But damn. Yeah. Oh right, yeah, we already went through this part too. Keep forgetting that. I would need the font size to be like 50 to do that. Nah, true. Because also it's like, if you had to do it like a single spaced, ugh, I don't even want to imagine. I get chills thinking if you had to do it single space. Like double space is one thing, but if they made you do single space, and that's a very big if, I don't even want to be a part of it. I mean, it's like graduation exam in a way, just that it's a long. Oh, I see. Is it something that you build up over the course of like the year, or is it like it's just a final assessment that you do at the end? Because I'd assume that if it's like at least the 30-page one anyway, it would have to be something that you do over the course of like a school year or semester. Because again, 30 pages in a short amount of time, I honestly don't know how you'd be able to do that. I feel like you'd really have to like plan out your sources, be able to like identify with the comparisons and the differences between them, then being able to make legitimate arguments that actually have like good backing without using too much of the vernacular from it. It is the final one, the 30-page one. I think we're at 25 is... Oh, 25 weeks. Oh, okay. Yeah, so it is something that you do that you're able to do it over the course of time. But it's not like it's from start to finish. That's when it's assigned. It's just that it is the final project, but it's like you could have started the final project from like the very beginning. Okay. Well, I guess that is somewhat doable, and I am stretching it because, like I said, I could never imagine myself doing it. Because you know how hard it was for me? Like, seriously, when I had to do my final stuff for global affairs, just doing like 8 to 10 pages, that took a lot out of me. Like, really. But man, remind me again, what is this for, Mr. Lobster? Like, for what is this this main paper that you're doing it for? If it's not too much of a bother anyway. But yeah, AZN, how was your holidays, man? Hope everything's good with the fam and such.
当然といえば当然だけど、今まで見てきたどの屋敷よりも圧倒的に豪華だね。
I mean, you always had to write something like that in the Universität in Deutschland. Ah, okay. Wait, really? Wow. You actually have to do that in the Universität? Schlecht. That is crazy. I'm at Police Academy. Oh, right, Police Academy. Yes. My apologies, Mrs. Lobster. I forgot about that. But man, they actually asked for that in Deutschland. I mean, to be fair, I guess I never really learned about like the full kinds of curriculums, and again, this is for Police Academy, so maybe it's not as standardized compared to like just in generalization of like schoolings and such, but when I visit Germany one day? Nah, yeah, it's definitely great, man. I loved it both the times I was there. I want to go again too, but I want to go on like Oktoberfest. I want to see what that's all about. Or even if not on Oktoberfest, I'd like to go during Weihnachten, because I always see like images of how like the villages and stuff look around Weihnachten, but I never actually like had the experience of like actually going there like physically, so it'd be cool to do that one day. But again, that's something I'd have to think about more in the future, I guess. At least the nature, the city sometimes not. No, I definitely agree. Yeah, because there's a lot of like not forestation, but like it's a much more natural kind of look with all the greenery and such. Where did I stay at? The first time, if you remember, I told you back then. Just stopping by to say hi real quick. Gotta catch up on FGO, Semi-Remnant collab. Gotta remember. Yo, what's up, Guardian? Great seeing ya. I see the FGO grind. I see. I gotcha. Anyway, have a good time, Guardian. Always good to see you, Popeye. Depends which city, though. Yeah, that is true. Because some it's more for the architecture, and some it's more like just for the viewing. Gotta secure my welfare. I gotcha. By the way, did you pull any of the guaranteed servants, Guardian? I ended up not doing it just because I can't be like I don't want to go back in that cycle that I escaped from. Is this a remake of the original Trails game? Yep, it is. Would you recommend visiting, Mr. Oh yeah, true. I'd love your opinion too, because I've been to a couple places. I think I got Kenshin. Nice. But yeah, because it's like I've been to some of the places, but some of them I never really got to spend as much time as I would have liked to. So I'd like to know the consensus as well, as someone native to Deutschland. Because y'all know for the first one, I actually was at Markleberg. And then we get to visit places like Leipzig, Dresden, Berlin. Where was the other one? There was another city, but I don't remember. But even then, that was briefly. And then when I went with my mom and my sister, we actually were stationed most of the time in Munich. And we went to Berlin for a bit too. I also pulled Lord Logris on GP on a ticket. Goodbye luck the rest of the year. Same. I hope my gacha luck doesn't run out, because like I said, I pulled a Linnae and 2 of her signature weapon at the start, so hopefully that doesn't mean I can't get Yuno on a Wuthering Waves with the next one. But again, that's just me being optimistic.
古き王国の格式と伝統を感じさせるね。
But yeah, Guardian, I'm finally gonna try to finish the remake of the original Trails game, because again, I had to wait so long because of this, because I had an issue where I couldn't load to the next part of the story, and it's been like that since towards the end of last year, I think. I think it was halfway through December. So I had to contact Gung-Ho and see what we can do, and finally we got the bug fixed. Seriously, shout out to Gung-Ho for actually checking my emails and stuff. I've done this before. Never heard that happening to a game. I know! This was the first time for me too. Because look, when there were issues in the beta, that's a beta. So it's that's understandable. There's always going to be bugs. But it's this is the final chapter of a game. And when I try to load from transitioning from one cutscene to the next for a major part of the story, it just got stuck on the loading screen the whole time. And it's nothing. So I'm glad we finally got rid of it. It's opposite. I don't really know. I visited many cities in Deutschland myself, but here Hamburg is beautiful. Other than that, the north at the sea is nice too. Berlin is more cultural in a big city. Köln is nice too. The theme park nearby too, an amazing one. But I haven't really been to the south, which fits my culture anyway. That's labeled as typical Germany other than the south culture to the north, Ah, okay. Köln, right. Or yeah, in English it would be Cologne. Right, yeah, because I also heard about Hamburg, and I honestly wanted to go there. I forget, did I go to I think it was after my trip to Italy. I had to transition from one airport to the next, because we couldn't go directly back to Munich. So I think I took a connecting from there to from Rome. At least I'm pretty sure that's where the airport in Italy that I was in. After that, then we went to Hamburg, I think for a bit, just because we needed to connect flights. So unfortunately, I didn't really get to stay for any period of time where I could have really grasped the nature of it. But yeah, it's that's another place I would like to really go. And yeah, Berlin, I'd say Berlin's pretty cool. Because again, it really is the big city of Germany. A lot of the places are pretty compact with hotels and the station and everything, but it's pretty cool. The market area by the station's pretty cool. I've been there twice now. I forget what it's called. We literally talked about it in a German class I took. Doesn't make sense though. I think Rome is south, Munich is southern Germany, Hamburg is northern. That's what I thought. I'm like, why am I going from like one side of Germany to the other side of Germany? It's like I could go straight there. But again, it's like I said, I don't really know why it was like that. It just ended up being what it is. Wait, it was Rome, right? No, yeah, it was because we started at Milan, then we went to Rome. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Wait, was it Hamburg or was it somewhere else that I'm pretty sure it was Hamburg because I'm like, I haven't been to this city where the airport is located, and I wanted to check it out, but again, unfortunately, we only stopped there for a connecting flight. I could be wrong though. It could be another airport like. Do you remember the airline? Shit. I don't remember. Damn, it was so long ago. Well, I guess not really long ago. I think it was like. How long was it actually? I think like 2 or 3 years. But yeah, it wasn't one of like the main airlines. It was a. Damn, why am I having such a hard time remembering this now? You'd think I would remember. But no, unfortunately, I honestly don't remember. It's been a while. I probably had to go like find the ticket and stuff like that, but I don't even know where we keep the information like that. I don't even know we kept it. But yeah, all I remember is I had to take a connecting flight to somewhere else in Germany to then go to Munich. And again, I assume it was Hamburg, but again, I could also be wrong. I could. But yeah, I just found it weird how there wasn't like a direct flight from Rome to Munich. But then again, I guess I did take a flight from Munich to Milan. So I guess maybe it's like, maybe that's why, but...
G 選手ご一行でいらっしゃいますわね。
Couldn't really confirm it off the top of my head.
ゲゲ、カノーネ大尉。
予想してなかったわけじゃないけど。
ああ、そうだ。公爵さんの招待を受けて参上した。あんたは？
申し遅れました。
Yeah, I would also say one of the better things, like, if you are to go to Germany in the future, AZN, is like, make sure you take extra careful of like a look into the places you'll be staying over there. Because it's not like I was in a ritzy hotel, but it was a pretty like modern hotel that I went to, like, that was close to the Hauptbahnhof in Berlin. And dude, the rooms were fucking tiny, let me tell you. I mean, like I said, it was a hotel near the Hauptbahnhof, so it would be pretty crowded and not that big of an area, but despite how like nice it looked on the inside, it's like, damn, those rooms be tiny. Like, I could definitely see it just being like, oh, you're just there for a couple days, but it's like, you were to be there for a while, that'd be pretty tough. Or was it? It's literally like it's not like an intersection, but it's like there was like this whole group of like roads and crossings in, like, I think to like the front of the Hauptbahnhof. Like when you get out of Hauptbahnhof after arriving in like on one of the bonds, you go out and I think it was like to the right side of it as you exit, I think. We went to Berlin on a school trip once. Ah, okay. Yeah, same. But it's like, we didn't stay in a hotel there. We just visited for like a couple hours and then we left after. But then when I went, like I said, with my family, we went to a hotel like in that general area. It literally wasn't that far from the station. If anything, it was like super close. Again, just mainly for like convenience sake, because we didn't want to have to like go crazy all over.
グランセル城の警備を担当する情報部のカノーネ大尉と申します。ジン選手ご一行におかれましてはご優勝おめでとうございます。 試合を拝見させていただきましたが、凛々しくて本当に素敵でしたわ。
But still, wait, you went to Berlin for a school trip? I didn't. Well, no, actually, I guess that would make sense because it's like where I live. We just go to places that like are near. I guess hotels in big cities will probably always have small rooms. Yeah, probably because of like a lot of the roads and like the many different kinds of venues like restaurants and stores and all that. It really wouldn't be that big when you take it into the much bigger perspective. So I guess that's something I should have maybe thought a bit more. But yeah, I would just say in the future, really take the time to look into the hotels, like everything, like the size of the room, how long you'd be staying, if you feel like you'd be comfortable with that space. Because it's not like anything like, oh, claustrophobic or anything like that. No. It's just like, it just surprised me just how small the room was in such like a highly populated area. But again, it's like, probably because it's just such a hot spot. And again, mainly just like when you think of like how tourists would do or try to be in those places considering they'd see themselves traveling a lot, maybe. Yeah, just go to the, well, I mean, like sightseeing and museums, kinda. I've been to Berlin other than that one time. Ah, okay, yeah. Gotcha. Yeah, because, we checked out the Brandenburg tour. We checked out the Botanical Garden. I think. Oh, no, we didn't have time for it, unfortunately. We went to the Museum Insel, right? Is that what the islands are called? ChatGPT says Frankfurt or Stuttgart are common stops on the flight. Oh, okay, no, maybe it was Frankfurt then. I think it might have actually been Frankfurt then. Yeah. It may have actually been that instead. Because again, it's like, I've heard the name, but I never visited it, so I'm trying to like remember. It might have actually been Frankfurt then, that was the flight from Rome back to Germany, and then from there to Munich again. It might have just been Frankfurt then. My bad. Like I said, it has been a pretty big while. Like I said, I never really got to tour that city where it was like a stop, because again, it was literally just a stop, so. But yeah, that would probably make more sense then. But thank you for looking that up for me, Miss Lobster.
いやあ、それほどでも。そちらこそその若さと美貌で軍の大尉とは本当に驚きですな。よほど優秀でいらっしゃるのだろう。
まあ、お上手でいらっしゃいますこと。でも、そちらの若き遊撃士殿ほどではありませんわ。
So Germans always say Frankfurt is the ugliest city, or hässliche city in Germany. Not sure if it's true, but the train station in the city in general has a lot of. Really? Maybe I just didn't go into depth in that in class. Well, that's interesting to hear. I mean, if it's the consensus, there must at least be some reason for it, so. Maybe it's like there's a part of it, or like. Maybe there's like the main. Again, like. Maybe the main impression.
エステル・ブライトさん、ヨシュア・ブライトさん、サイスでの事件以来ですわね。
そうね。
ご無沙汰していました。
あいにくですが、ラッセル博士の一件はまだ解決していないのです。どうやら博士と孫娘さんを誘拐した不届き者がいるらしくて。
So at least it's what they say. Maybe it's just imagination and people just like to mock Frankfurt. Ah, okay, so. I mean, fair. Again, I guess it's always better to like actually observe it yourself than rather just like get the hearsay. Because again, maybe it's like there's a certain reason or maybe a certain bias to it that we wouldn't know about. So, yeah. Okay. I won't take it to heart, but I'll at least take it with like a grain of salt for the time being. At least in the event if I ever end up in Frankfurt. Because yeah, it's like, it'd probably be a while before I see myself going to Germany again, because saving up money and everything, but I'd still want to go back sometime. Like, for sure.
エステルさんたちにお心当たりはないかしら。
Again, the holidays would be preferable to me as well, but Again, might have to see.
さ
Just like a lot of playing.
全然心当たりないわね。
あの事件は声優劇士に任せて僕たちはオートに向かいましたから、その後の続報も聞いていません。
そうそれは本当に残念ですわ。まあ情報部の力をもってすれば誘拐犯の逮捕も時間の問題でしょう。楽しみに待っていてくださいね。
このめぎつね。
わかりました。博士は僕たちにとっても恩人なのでよろしくお願いします。
それはもちろん。さてそれでは皆さんをお部屋までご案内申し上げましょう。シアさん、あとはお任せしてもいいかしら。
はい、お任せくださいませ。
念を押しておきますが、お客様につまらない話をして失礼をかけることがないように。いいですわね。
はい、分かっております。
それでよろしい。それでは皆さん、良き夕べをお過ごしください。私はこれで失礼しますわ。
なかなかいい女だね。
You don't know the half of it, Sin. Trust me.
ジンさん、悪趣味ね。
But I mean, it's not the worst way to phrase it.
あんなめぎつねっぽいののどこがいいっていうのよ。
ああいう人がジンさんのタイプなんですか？
ああいうのに限って根が純情だったりするんだよな。
そうなの。
そのギャップがまたそそるっつうか。
Depends.
ダメだこりゃ。どうでもいいけど、なんだかおじさんっぽいわよ。
Hell, at least it's better than Olivia. So I'll take that any day.
ごめんごめん。私たちを部屋まで案内してくれるんだっけ？はい、ご案内させていただきます。申し遅れました。私、次女のシアと申します。今夜の晩餐会から明日まで皆さんのお世話をさせていただきます。何か不便がございましたらいつでもお申し付けくださいませ。
ああ、よろしく頼むぜ。
それでは部屋まで案内していただけますか？
はい、お部屋はお2階にございます。
It's still taking a while for it to sink into me. Like, I'm finally here after waiting weeks to continue this. Like, finally. Seriously, talk about the timing. Like, it's literally just like around a week before Beyond Horizons release. So, yeah. So, say, you know what's funny? I just watched the first episode of an anime and a new character got introduced. So I'm gonna talk to him and just may say Tozen before I immediately pause. Is it weird that I immediately recognize the voice actor from one word? No. Because it's like, I can be like, there were definitely times where sometimes it's like, oh, I know this character played as someone else from a different series. And it's like, I can kind of at least recognize that too. Just like, even from like the accent or the wording, so you're not alone in that. I could definitely see how that would be, because again, it's like, depending on like what the range for the VA is, it could probably be pretty easy to perceive who it would be, or from whatever works they did. So I wouldn't say you love that. Got like fangirl vibes that had to pause. Ah, okay. Gotcha. That huge chandelier is crazy beautiful. Still, keep your voice down. What's that room over there? That's the throne room. It's where Her Majesty the Queen meets her visitors. It hasn't been used much as of late, I'm afraid. I see. Is Her Majesty's health really that bad? Her birthday festival is just around the corner, isn't it? Well, yes. As of late, the head maid has been taking care of Her Majesty. I'm not really privy to those matters. Anyway, shall we move on? be honest, I expected this place to be a bit more brighter, but at the same time, I guess it is supposed to be more for like protecting the queen than it is to be like just only complete of glamour. You all be staying in this room for the night. Please make yourselves comfortable. Thanks. Thank you. Can I tell you something that happened like 3 days ago? I say as a couple. Yeah, sure. I ain't got no problem. Wow. I never thought we'd be staying in a place like this. Whoa, this'll make for one hell of a story when I get back home. You still have some time before the banquet begins. Feel free to explore the castle, but bear in mind that some areas are off limits for security reasons. Thank you for your cooperation. Which areas are off limits exactly? Firstly, the Royal Keep. It's a small palace in the corner of the garden terrace on the roof. Garden terrace? That sounds magical. Yes, at her birthday festival, Her Majesty will give a speech to the citizens from the terrace there. I'm sure it should be alright for you to take a look at the garden. Now, as for the other restricted areas, the Royal Guard Room on the first floor and the Treasury in the basement are also out of bounds. The Royal Guard Room? As in, aren't those guys wanted as terrorists? That's correct. Right now, the Intelligence Division is using that room. Access is prohibited, so I must ask for your cooperation. Understood. So the other Bangor guests arrived yet? Yes, everyone's already here. I believe they're all relaxing in their rooms. I see. That means Mayor Klaus must already be here. Yes, he arrived a short time ago. But then again, I guess for you it'd be like, what, 3 weeks? Now that I must take my leave. These boss battles better be worth it. I wasted time waiting for this. Okay then. Because honestly, it's like, I wanted to get this done because y'all remember what happened, at least those of you who were there for my Atelier Yumiya series. Y'all remember what happened when I was stupid enough to play the game in terrible weather. It's like, I had to stop the series because I lost all my save data and I had to start all over again. So it's like, who knows if I'll ever get back to it? Considering it's like I was almost at the end anyway. I mean, I probably will at some point, but who knows when that'll be. I just need to find a way to get my interest back to that. But I was like, please don't let this be the same situation as back then. So that's why I was like, I really want to get this done. So I was in a call with a mod from a Minecraft server. So I'm staffed there too now. Oh, really? Cool. Basically, basic train call. Oh, okay. We talked for like 2 minutes where he asked basic stuff. At the time, needed to requirement. It says CET, just Central European time. It literally said he isn't sure what it is and asked if it's Australia. Does that indirectly imply that he didn't notice my German accent? Sure. Actually, yeah. Because you can actually kind of tell from the German accent. It is pretty distinguishable. Well, then again, I guess that's just from videos that I've... well, no, actually, now that I think about it, even from when I visited Germany both times, it's like, you could kind of tell, like, what kind of accent would be in certain ways. Again, I guess I just got so used to it that it's like, it just kind of felt natural. But yeah, I guess it would kind of imply that, yeah, it couldn't distinguish the accent. It is very distinguishable. Yeah. Yeah, because let me tell you, the German teacher I had from, like, the start of high school all the way to when I graduated high school, he was all about making sure, like, we, like, spoke German. I mean that in a good way, too. Not like it was, like, completely pressured, but just in the sake where it's, like, we practiced it a lot and it was kind of entertaining, like, continuing to do so, you know? So it's like, once you got more used to it, it's like, even if it becomes a part of your everyday life, it's like, when you separate that from, like, English, it's like, it's pretty distinguishable. Hey, Zin. We want to explore the castle for a little bit. We'll be back before dinner starts. Sheesh. How do you kids still have any energy after the tournament? Go ahead. Knock yourselves out. I'm just gonna kick back and relax in this fancy room until dinner's ready. I always notice, even when YouTubers speak perfect English, once you notice like a sentence in the video, that they're German. Can't even tell why. Who knows? Maybe some kind of like a Secret sense. What to say? We need to get as much done as we can before the banquet starts. First, let's go meet with Lady Hilda, the woman Lieutenant Schwartz told us about. It would be good if we could greet the other guests too. Imagine there'll be quite a few familiar faces. Whew, finally, I get to explore the damn castle. Because that's the other thing, it's like, I wanted to see how all these scenes moving forward would play out, because these are going to be some pretty cool, intense, and dramatic scenes from this point on. So it's like, I could not afford to be like, oh, we're just canceling the series and never coming back. Oh, here we go, Mayor Maybell. Oh, Mayor Maybell. And Lila too.
エステル様にヨシア様やっと会えましたわね。お二人が訪ねてきてくださるのを今かと待っていましたのよ。
So you were invited to the banquet too, Mayor Maybell? Wait, how'd you know we'd be here?
クラウス市長から聞いたんですの。お二人が武術大会に出場して見事優勝して晩餐会に招かれたって。はあ、そうと知っていれば他の仕事を全部投げ打ってでもお二人の応援に来ましたのに。お言葉ですが、その時はお嬢様ご自身が後々苦労することになるだけでは。そんなの分かってますわ。
Busy as ever, huh? Honestly, if I were here for Her Majesty, I wouldn't mind one bit. But wasting my time on that Duke... Unfortunately, a young female officer from the army kept insisting I attend, so I had no choice but to come. Would that young officer be Captain Amalthea from the Intelligence Division by any chance? Yes, the very one. She was polite, but in a cold, arrogant kind of way. I don't much care for her. I've had trouble contacting General Morgan recently as well. Wait, what? You ever been able to reach Hacking Gate? I guess that's the point, right? Like, is to keep everyone away from everything that's going on outside, because that's what the next stage is gonna be. So, yeah, but a lot of Germans do speak English, though sometimes I doubt that. Like, say English for at least 7 to 8 years in school, sometimes even up to 10. There's still people who just can't speak or understand more than basics. And at times in social media, I always wonder what kind of bubble they're in to not get English videos on TikTok or whatever. True. Yes, I remember. Yeah, because I remember when I was a part of the exchange program back in high school, I actually got to it wasn't like I actually got to be like a real like bona fide student at whatever school it was in Markleberg, but we actually got to be there, have like mini classes, I guess, and actually got to see a bit of the curriculum there. And yeah, they did have like a section for English. I was like, that's pretty neat. Whereas like here, it's like we have a lot of different options for like languages. It is no like particular secondary language. Oh, I've tried. They keep telling me the general is unavailable and they refuse to let me speak to him. Apparently, he's too tied up with the countermeasures against the terrorist threats. I was hoping to meet him at tonight's event, actually. But it seems he won't be attending. I see. What do you think about all this? Gathering all these mayors together for a banquet, I mean. If it were hosted by Her Majesty, I'd expect an important announcement. But I get the impression that the Duke just called us all here to make himself feel important. You know, to use his authority as an excuse to lord it over us, just for the sake of it. Yeah. I guess, because it's like, now it'd be like, now he's a part of the bigwigs now, right? Because it's like, just because he declares himself, like, in part, it's like, he's probably thinking, like, his quote-unquote charisma and authority is enough for him to replace the queen and hopefully being able to, get all the mayors on his side. At least that's probably what he thinks, because that's just how Duke Dunan always is. That does seem like his style. I suppose that might indeed be all there is to it. I mean, I know it's the real thing, but I'm not gonna say it. Well, they do say the head chef here is the best in the kingdom. So I'll just enjoy some good food, pay my respects to Her Majesty, and head back to Bose as soon as I can. Honestly, the Duke's a real problem. He caused all sorts of trouble when he came to visit Bose on an inspection tour. The complaints from citizens just kept pouring in. I had a terrible time dealing with it. Honestly, surprised they just kept letting him do whatever the fuck he wants. But then again, I guess with the Queen being too busy, it's not like they had anything else. So we have English from grade 3 to whatever. School system's more complicated since grade 9 or 10 or 12 or 13, so technically enough use to learn. Wouldn't say I'm fluent myself, so why can't others do it? You don't even need perfect grammar, just enough vocab to understand what being. Exactly, it's like, look, this may be a bit mean for me to say, but bear with me on this. Not towards anyone in particular, but in a general way. But it's like, back then when I used to work in a retail store. I finished a couple of years back, but when I was working there, it's like I dealt with Hispanics who like knew nothing about English. And look, I get it. It's like some just moved here, but it's like if you're people that are native here and you've been here for that long, why can't you at least ask me a simple question in English? And I'm Hispanic too, you know? Like, I'm pure-blooded Hispanic, Peruvian, because both my parents are as well. And yet, it's like, they may not have perfect English, but they at least have it to the point where it's like, even if it sounds grammatically incorrect, at least they can still kind of convey what the question is that they're trying to ask. Oh, you are? Yeah. Surprisingly. Never knew? Yeah. I mean, I was raised mostly to have English as my main language, not Spanish, luckily for me. So, yeah. So, hence why I don't really have, like, any, like, Spanish accent or anything. I'm not even good in Spanish. If anything, I'm, like, the bare minimum. And that's stretching it. But, yeah, it's like at times I had to deal with customers who, like, spoke... Or, anytime I try to be, like, at least a little English, please, they're just, like, shaking their heads. And just continuing in Spanish. It's like, how am I supposed to help you if you won't provide me this? Like, at that point, you just shouldn't come here. Or at the very least, just, if you have your mobile phone, like, the Galaxy phones or the iPhones, use a freaking translator. It shouldn't be that hard. Because I've even had customers, at least, like, some of them, even if their English is very choppy, they at least put it on their phone for Google Translate. So it's like, why can't y'all just do that as well if you can't speak any English? How do you expect me to give you any help whatsoever, you know? I learned Spanish in school from 11 to 13 though. Terrible. Nah, trust me. I took classes for Spanish at university. I'm shit at it. Like, really. It's like, I can understand bits and pieces. Like, I can say some things, but it's like, I am bad at, like, giving the right tense and everything. Like, using a translator is kind of, yeah. But that's what I mean, is like, those are the kinds of times I get annoyed too. Like, with the whole thing about the English thing, is like, when I had to deal with Hispanics as a Hispanic, but it's like, I don't introduce myself as one directly. It's like, they're thinking they can only just do that. Like, they're not the main character. Exactly! It's not like it's just gonna auto-translate for me and it's like, oh yes, I comprehend everything. Comprende. Like, no. Like, come on. Either just leave or go get someone else who can help you ask the question. Don't come to me and think I can just perform some miracle of some kind of telepathy or kinship or whatever the fuck you want to call it. That's not how that works. That ain't reality, buddy. If that part of, like, anime was true in the real world, then I'd be all for it. Maybe they thought you know because you look like them, perhaps? I guess, but it's like, I even tell them in Spanish that it's like, I don't know. And they keep asking me anyway. Maybe they thought they don't know English? I don't know, because, again, look, it's one thing if it's like someone's parents are like sent on a shopping trip for their kid or something, and then like they call the kid or something, and it's like, they don't know. But it's like, if they're just people like just on their own and just only Spanish, what the fuck do you expect me to do, huh? What the fuck do you expect me to do with that? Like, honestly. Because again, there's no guarantee that just because by heritage I'm gonna know everything about my heritage. Because, like I said, my Spanish is terrible. Because I was never really raised for, like, learning Spanish or anything. Because my dad was mainly for me, like, oh, just focus on English because that'd be much better for you in the long run. And honestly, I appreciate it because it has made things so much easier. Because, like, I could never imagine myself actually, like, having a day-to-day life for, like, a Hispanic in America. Or at least kind of like the natural-born speaker, where it's like their main language is Spanish in an English-speaking country. It's like, it's just hard for me to envision myself like that, like, ever. Not to say that it's a bad thing, but it's like, it's just like, kind of hard for me to ever come to terms with, like, anyone else in that position, you know? Or, again, maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm not the best example of that, but hopefully you at least understand where I'm kind of coming from with this. So what Germans say about French, we have the tendency to say, they all know English, but they're too arrogant to speak it. Will always speak French to you, kind of mindset. That was not true for everyone, but maybe a bit perhaps. Possibly. Yeah, because it's like, I feel like that's also kind of a pride thing, right? They kind of don't want to show weakness by, like, how their English or second language that they, like, self-taught or learned isn't, like, as comprehensible as their native tongue. Which is like, do you really need that? Like, what's more important to you? The lifestyle that you're trying to get through now, or your stupid pride? Like, come on. Face the facts. Pride gets you nothing. Like, maybe it gets you something short-term, like a cute little pat on the back. But that's the most you're gonna get. Don't think that's gonna go that way forever. There will be someone who says no to you. Unless you try to, like, be at their level. Or maybe not be at their level, but at least try to understand where the person you're interacting with is coming from. But again, maybe that's just too bit of, like, a narrow-minded thinking from my example anyway, like I said. Because I'm just one of many, so it's not like I'm the majority or anything like that. But I'm just saying, just from my own personal experiences. No way! Headmaster Collins? Wait, you were invited to the banquet too?
今日の定期戦でルーアンから飛んできたのだよ。それよりも市長から聞いたよ。武術大会で優勝したそうだね。
Oh, is he here in place of the mayor of Rouen? Right, because we did kind of expose his true colors, right? So they kind of need a representative from Rouen. And it's like, they haven't held the election yet for a new mayor. So I guess they needed somebody, and the headmaster's the closest thing.
ジル君たちが聞いたら喜ぶだろう。
Thank you very much. We weren't expecting you to be attending tonight's banquet, Headmaster. Well, Headmaster Collins is a member of the Royal Assembly, which makes him one of the wisest figures in all of Libero. There's no surprise he'd be invited to a banquet at the castle. Calling me one of the kingdom's wisest figures is high praise indeed. What's the Royal Assembly? It's an annual conference where they make decisions on national issues. Her Majesty the Queen, mayors from across the kingdom, and various other people come together to discuss the future. Wow, I had no idea. So basically, all the people who were invited to tonight's banquet, right? You know, I guess actually that does make more sense because, yeah, he is the head of Janus Royal Academy, right? So with, like, all the nobility that come into the school and transfer students and everything, it's like, he would be an important figure to have a say at the assembly. No, not quite. That is only about half of them, actually. Her Majesty isn't well, and General Morgan is busy with military affairs. Right, yeah, because someone like Cassius probably would have been that, right? Well, if he was still in the army. Mayor Dalmore was arrested. As for Professor Russell... Right, yeah, Professor Russell would be involved considering his contributions during the Orbital Revolution. And yeah, the mayor too. Still so much about the incident that remains unclear. It's said to have been the work of a terrorist group, or even a royal guard involved, but how can that be? I mean, hosting a banquet after all that's gone on. It's absurd. Well, it seems to me that we must attend the banquet if we wish to fathom the Duke's true intentions. We need to obtain permission to visit Her Majesty the Queen as well. Indeed, that's precisely why I'm here. The idea that we would come all this way to Grancel Castle and be unable to see Her Majesty is unthinkable. And after all this time, I'd really like to see Princess Claudia. Princess Claudia? She's the Queen's granddaughter, right? Does she also live here in the castle? No, apparently she usually resides elsewhere. It seems she's been in the royal capital for the past few days. Oh, really? I'd like to meet her too. I'm sure you two will have the opportunity to meet her. By the way, you two managed to meet with Chloe yet? She mentioned having plans to meet you here in the capital. No. We haven't gotten a message from her at the guild. So she's already in the capital? That's what I assumed, but... that's rather concerning. Perhaps she stopped by to see Matron Teresa on her way back to the capital. Honestly, I don't understand how the Duke could even think of holding a banquet given the circumstances. Maybe it's like his way of like showing like everything's fine, right? So I had to deliver a warning when I worked as a police officer during my studies. Kind of internship thing. That was my first time doing it, and he was like, can't speak German. Do you speak English? I was like, sure. I had to do it in English. I didn't remember the word for Körperverletzung. I think I said assault at the end. Just hurting someone, but what would you use? Because battery exists too as a word. I had no idea what y'all's law. I guess I'd kind of say assault too. Because Körperverletzung, that's like a body injury, right? Sorry, it's also been a long while since I really brushed up on my German. So, bear with me, but I would kind of say so, I think. Well, again, I don't know the full story of like what the situation was, but just based on the context clues, that's what I would say. Then again, this is just me with minimal knowledge, so bear with me on that.
Oh, Esther-kun, Yoshua-kun!
Mr. Murdoch! Since all the mayors are attending, I had a feeling that you would be too.
君たちの方こそ、まさか武術大会で優勝してグランセル城に入り込むとはな。
Yeah, I know. Especially with that Lawrence guy in the tournament. Honestly, I had a hard time thinking that we actually won. Just someone tried to... It's the risk of the word. The risk... Oh, okay. Yes. Yeah, I mean, in that case, for me, I'd say assault. But again, it's like... I don't really know much about like the laws and stuff either, so... Take it for a grain of salt, but that's how I would portray it. Well, you know, we did have a lot of help along the way. By the way, has anything else happened during the past few days? So, right after you two headed off for the capital, Captain Amalthea from the Intelligence Division paid me a visit. At least I guess it's totally understandable. Yeah, that's what I would say, because again, given the consequences and everything, that's what I would say. Yeah, Körperverletzung. By the way, how's my attempt at the German accent? Again, I may be stressing it a bit too much. I sometimes get that. But I'd like to know from your opinion, Miss Officer. I couldn't refuse the invitation, but I managed to cover up what happened at the fortress. It doesn't seem like the army's found Professor Russell yet, so they're likely still on the run. But things keep going like this, it's only a matter of time before they're caught. Is that right? I tried asking Captain Amalthea if I could visit Her Majesty. It was an absolute no. It seems meeting with her directly is going to be rather difficult. Seems that way for sure, but don't worry, we got a plan. We'll make sure Her Majesty gets the professor's message. The Intelligence Division are a wily lot. We should be very careful interacting with them. Yep, you gotta tell me twice. For the Körper Verletzung, the first part was good. It's a bit off. Okay. Körper Verletzung. Should I stress it a bit more? I feel like I probably should because it's the T and the Z, right? Other than that, everything you said so far today was very good. Thank you! Again, it's like, I really do try... Oh, okay, so yeah. So, Körperverletzung. Okay, gotcha. But I probably should make it a bit more quick as well. Because the stress should be like a bit smoother, I would assume. But still have like a strong, like, pronunciation, like a bit of power in there. But yeah, it's like, in my mind, it's like, if I'm gonna speak a different language, I might as well, like, try my best with the accent. Because if I don't, then it's like, I'm kind of half-assing it, you know? And sometimes, at least, it'll come a bit more clearer to the person of that language, of what I'm trying to say. Because, like, even when I try to, like, say Japanese words that it's like, I hear from the anime or stuff, it's like, I at least try to use, like, the kind of accents that they have. I mean, maybe it'll still sound shit, because, again, it's not, like, official, but... I like to give like that kind of a not atmosphere, but I like to give that impression that I'm paying respect to that language, and that's like I know theirs is different from English, so it's like I should at least be giving my effort to sound like it, you know? Kind of like Japanese, but a little more stressed, the T, maybe. Okay. Körperverletzung. Okay. Alright. But I see, like tsundere. Okay. I try to keep that in mind. Welcome to the lounge. Please take your time and relax. We have both soft drinks and alcohol available, so if there's anything you'd like, please don't hesitate to ask. Well, I might as well keep running around. I don't got anything else I'm gonna do. And again, I will have to get back to do a night abyss at some point. I just need to actually take time to grind.
女王陛下に拝謁できたのかもしれない。
誰もいないとちょっと寂しいわね。
Then again, we do have Arknight's Enfield coming up, and I'm so hyped for that. I really want to get back into Arknights after so long, and I never did. So hopefully this time I will be able to. Okay, the library, cool. And the emphasis is on Körperverletzung, basically. Oh, okay, maybe not that strong. So, Körperverletzung. I don't know. I kind of feel like I'm saying it the same. I feel like I'm not really taking it as much to heart as I should be. But yeah, I don't want to keep you from playing all this time. No, that's no problem. But that was good. Nice, thank you. Like I said, I really do like to at least give my best because, I don't know, the German accent is kind of fun to do.
怪しまれそうだし、さすがに危ないと思うよ。
But yeah, it's like, I just like doing the German accent because it's like, it's just so unique. Because I'm just so used to like the Hispanic phrasing and everything. I'm like, again, over and over. Like in the TV melodramas that my mom and sister watch, I'm like, enough already. So it's like when it's something completely different, I'm like, yeah, that's definitely gonna take my attention more than anything else. But yeah, that's also kind of the reason I even decided to learn German in the first place, because I was like, I had enough of this. I don't want it to be Spanish all the damn time. I want it to be something else.
王城シェフの宮廷料理か。楽しみだね。
Feels like there's so many more mice around here lately. This is a serious problem. I hate mice. Our head chef specializes in royal cuisine. He's also known as the chef of 1,000 dishes. was just on a vacation in Spain last week. I think I didn't speak a single word Spanish to others, even though I might have been able to. Nah, I get it, because when I went with my mom and sister to Germany, we didn't really speak to the locals that much, honestly, as unfortunate as it is. And even like the person in charge of our lodging in Munich, we mainly had him speak English to us. So I can totally kind of get where it's like you wouldn't really do that. And same even when I visit Peru in the summer sometimes. Back then when I was a kid, it's like I did not speak. I chose to keep away from saying anything Spanish. It was just hanging out with me and my sister and just talking English. I mean, even in restaurants and stuff, I spoke English. Yeah. But hey, it's I'm at least glad when I went to places like McDonald's and made my orders and everything, I could at least read the stuff. So it's I at least understood what I was getting. And it's not like those times where it's half the stuff is something you never heard before, and it's do I want to eat this? But what if I don't like half the stuff there? If I don't know what it is, you know? I want to see if I can check out this place. Here we go, the cellar. Oh, okay. I should check. Are there chests here or no? I don't think there were. Well, actually, there might have been chests here when it was in the Sky 3rd. Oh. Okay, there's the close-off area that we're talking about. Okay, where do I... Oh, right, I haven't checked this room yet. The dining hall.
忙しそうだし、邪魔しないようにしましょう。
Just between us, Duke told Lady Hilda to hire more maids even though we're fully staffed. I'm sure he's up to no good. Yes, what is it? I'm terribly sorry, but I'm quite busy preparing for the banquet right now. My father always very proudly... skills. Una cerveza con Sprite. And I'm like, that's the only sentence you know in Spanish, but go for it, I guess. Let's see. A beer with Sprite. Gotcha. This is the administrative room. It's an essential part of the Liberal Kingdom where key government affairs are handled. If Her Majesty ill, we're working under Duke Doom's orders. At least as if I remember, cerveza is actually an alcoholic drink. At least I'm pretty sure. No matter how you slice it, there's no way we can finish all this work with so few people. The Duke ordered the other officials to go on vacation, and they were kicked out of the castle. The Duke really ain't doing anyone any favors, is he? Then again, why would he? He's a prick. Wow, it's so beautiful. So this is the Castle Gardens Terrace. Look at the view of the entire lake. You can even see the streets of Grancel from here. It's easy to see why so many people want to visit. If only we weren't in such a hurry, I'd love to just stand here enjoying the view. But we got bigger fish to fry. Though I hated that my parents spent so many times in Spain, they still say it is Gaia is not a weird kill. Don't say hell, bro. Yeah, okay. Hey, I mean, to be fair, it's sometimes when you would pronounce in one language, you would in another. So it's it's kind of understandable, you know? It's sometimes that tick just doesn't wear off, so I can completely understand that. Hell, even though I'm Hispanic, I still can't do the whole double R thing. And that's actually part of like my name in a way. So like it's just the tiny things, you know? It's not that bad. But it's a fundamental rule, it's always the same. Yeah, I mean, I guess, but it's like when you think in English, the double L's like follow or gallows and stuff like that. Again, not saying you can't put the effort in, but it's like, it do be like that sometimes. Alright, I should probably save here in the event that I somehow lose a save file to prove I actually did come to the castle. I bet that's the royal keep. Who are you? Hey, these guys. I wouldn't worry about the R, double R, correct, perfect pronunciation, but even my class at the 3 year studies still can't bring you though. We were invited here by the Duke. Is this where Her Majesty resides? That's right. For the past few days, Her Majesty has been feeling unwell. There's no point in even asking for an audience. I wonder what they did during class all the time. True, I'd be interested to know. Oh no, we wouldn't even dream of asking for something like that. Although, we were hoping to catch a brief glimpse of her? I don't suppose Princess Claudia's here. No, she's actually... Hey! She's actually attending to Her Majesty. She doesn't have time to entertain the likes of you, obviously.
こんなところで何をなさっているのですか?
Madam, are you leaving already?
もうすぐ晩餐会ですから、一旦控室に引き上げます。ところで、こちらのお客様は?
They're members of the team that won the Royal Tournament. Just bracers, but sort of invited guests it seems. Just bracers, huh?
無礼者! あなた方は王女の招待客を侮辱するおつもりですか?
Yeah, you tell them. We're
た
just...
とえ招かれたのが公爵閣下でも、城を来訪された方は陛下のお客様。そのことを忘れてもらっては困ります。
Roger that. Wow, what a presents. Hey, I wonder if she's... Madam, we cannot permit them to pass. That should have been clear from the Colonel's
そ
explanation.
のことは聞き飽きました。申し訳ありません。お客警備上の理由で女王宮の付近に近づくことは禁じられています。できれば晩餐会が始まるまでお部屋でお待ちくださいませんか?
Sure. Of course. Seems like it would be for the best. I'm terribly sorry for the trouble we caused. As long as that's clear now. Fine. Be careful on your way back.
お客様の前で見苦しいところをお見せしましたね。申し遅れました。私の名はヒルダと言います。グランセル城の助官長として次女の監督に当たっております。
I knew it. So you're Lady Hilda.
おや、失礼ですが、面識がありましたでしょうか?
So I said, well, I think I'll go to sleep soon, or play a bit more on the Minecraft server and do my staff duties. Alright. Well, it was good seeing you, Mrs. Lobster. Great catching up with you again. Hope to do the same next time. Yeah, gute Nacht, auf Wiedersehen, and Dankeschön. Actually, someone told us about you.
この筆跡は...
And also, good luck with your assignment. I'll be rooting for you. Wow, you recognize it? This letter in our bracer emblem should serve as proof of our identities.
わかりました。ここでは何ですから、次女たちの控室に参りましょう。
Yeah, come back sometime. See you on. Yeah, no problem. Cheers,
そこで
Miss Lobster.
話を伺わせていただきます。
Hopefully I'll try to catch one of your Minecraft streams sometime. I understand. Thanks, I hope I concentrate the finish here one time. Gotcha. Like I said, I'm rooting for you. You want to deliver Professor Russell's message directly to Her Majesty the Queen. Is that right? Yeah, exactly. If the Queen's condition is really that bad, then I guess we could reconsider, but it shouldn't be a problem. However, the Royal Keep is under constant surveillance by Special Ops soldiers. The only people allowed inside are the Duke, the Colonel, and those directly entrusted with Her Majesty's care. So, it'll probably be pretty difficult to meet her, huh? Oh, but yeah, I mean, just... What do you think, Estelle? We could have Lady Hilda deliver the message for us. Yeah, but I'd rather speak to her in person. Like, about Duke Dunit's intentions and Colonel Richard's objectives. There's so much we don't know. Miss Estelle, Mr. Joshua, I have an idea. After the banquet ends, come back here and find me. Ooh, you mean... You know of a way for us to meet Her Majesty the Queen? Yes, I might. It won't be straightforward, but I think it's worth a try. It'll require some time to prepare. Would it be alright if we waited until after the banquet? Of course! Alright, come by after the banquet. I'll be here. The food is ready, so the banquet will begin shortly. Please head back to your room for the time being. Well, I think that's everything covered. Yeah, let's head back to the room and meet up with Zen. Nice. Finally, progress. This is what I've been waiting for. Right, again, should probably save before we continue. If I remember correctly from when I played the story the first time, I don't think I had to fight anyone yet, right? But I'm gonna keep this stuff equipped. You never know if I'm gonna need it. Yo, Estelle, Joshua, you guys were gone for a long time. Bank was about to start, you know. My bad, Zen. We got caught up looking around and lost track of time. Plus, we ended up chatting with a few different mayors. Oh, got friends in high places, huh? You've always had a good relationship with the mayor of Roland. The others are just people we met along the way. I see. Working as a bracer does give you lots of chances to meet important people. And from the looks of it, you two have been doing very well for yourselves. Pretty well, I guess. Zin, have you taken on any bracer work since you've got to the capital? Bracers can take jobs in other countries, right? Yeah, as a senior bracer, you're free to work anywhere. But what with the tournament and all the embassy paperwork, I haven't had time to take on anything extra. Besides, 4 other bracers around, there isn't much left for me to do anyway. Makes sense. Imagine most issues would be solved pretty quickly with this many braces on hand. No, it must be tough for the other regional branches. So many bracers gathered here. Yeah, I'll bet it is. Now I feel kinda bad. I wonder how Shara's doing in Roland. You mentioned that name before, but you don't mean Sherazard, do you? What? You know her? Yeah, she's our mentor. We've been close for a very long time. So that's how you know her. I met her once when she came to Calvert. She had a great teacher. Even though she was young, she showed a lot of promise. A great teacher? That must be Dad. Excuse me, the preparations for the banquet are now complete. Shall I show you the way? Ah, finally. Alright, kiddos. Time to dig in and enjoy a free meal. Yep, after the match I could feel myself wasting away. Time to eat my body weight in food. You guys, at least have some form of decorum, please. For me, don't forget your table manners, okay? This is a dinner party, right? Yeah, I was about to say, it's like, are they have we jumped in time to the point where we already ate? Or did they just not have food on their plate? Why are the plates empty? Where is the food? And what's with all the knives and forks? Oh, right. Forgot. Ugh, etiquette. It's a formal dinner. They'll bring out different dishes one at a time, starting with the appetizers. Oh, right, like a 5-course meal. As for the utensils, just work your way from the outside in. Is this what you meant by table manners? Now I'm starting to get nervous. There's no need to worry. The most important thing is to enjoy the food. Manners and etiquette are secondary. Yes, well put. I hear that the two of you already know everyone in attendance. Is that right? Then there's no need to be so on edge. Oh yeah, you're right. Don't get too carried away, please. Actually, will your companion be alright using a knife and fork? I heard that people from the East are more comfortable using chopsticks. Oh, right, yeah. You know your stuff, huh? But as they say, one liberal. It may not be very elegant, but all men drove a knife and fork. Very admirable. Sentiment truly befits a champion of the royal tournament. It's not all that impressive. He's like putty in the hand of a beautiful woman, huh? I wouldn't exactly call him a womanizer, but... Speaking of manners, the Duke's running quite late. Where could he possibly be? Yeah, it's like, he's supposed to be the host, right? Shouldn't they be here first? Because isn't it like the most important guest is usually the last one to enter? Why is the host the last one? They're supposed to set up the party. Indeed. And with the Duke presiding, who will sit in the place of honor? Oh yeah. I forget this too. Do they even have anyone sitting there? Maybe Colonel Richard? That's a good question. I wonder if it will be Princess Claudia, perhaps.
皆様、大変長らくお待たせしました。公爵閣下ご入室でございます。
いやいや、翔くん、待たせてしまって申し訳ない。少々打ち合わせが長引いてしまったものでな。彼はリシャール大佐、王国軍情報部の責任者でな。テロ事件を解決するために日夜尽力してくれているので、例の意味も込めて招待した。
お初にお目にかかります。王国軍情報部のリシャールです。公爵閣下の格別のご好意で晩餐会に招待していただきました。無粋な軍服で失礼ですが、どうか同席をお許しいただきたい。
I mean, we're wearing our bracer clothes, so it doesn't really matter. I know, talk about a party.
予想はしていたけど、やっぱり少し緊張するね。
You know, I kind of think maybe this was more the reason why, what's it called? Why they had Lawrence and his team enter the tournament, right? Maybe it wasn't necessarily for him to win to sit at the table. Maybe it was just more to make sure the Bracers didn't, right? Because they had an all-Bracer team. If they had won the tournament without like any confrontation or any challenge, they would have had some elite Bracers here. Like, I'm not saying they're like Cash's level elite, but they all had a very unique set of skills that's like, if they work together, they could probably figure something out. Whereas like with us, just like a hodgepodge of just some random hoodahs, they probably wouldn't even think like we stand a chance or that we could really make that much progress, unlike them, who are experienced. Maybe that's the point, right? Just
王
make sure
城
they
の
didn't
グラ
like
ン
it.
シェフの腕前はボースのアンテローゼにも負けずとも劣らずの味ではないか。
ええ、素晴らしい腕前ですわ。ワインとの相性も完璧ですし、思わず引き抜きたくなりますわね。
そなたが言うとあながち冗談には聞こえないな。どうだジンとやら、東方人のそなたの口には合うかな。
いや、大変結構ですな。無情報な自分の舌にもわかる洗練された深みと味わい。リベール料理の真髄を味わっているような心境です。
そうだろう。どうだ若き遊撃士たちよ。こんな豪勢な料理は今まで食べたことがなかろう。
Seriously, does everything have to be a snide remark against us and where we're from? Like, come on.
確かにめちゃめちゃ美味しいです。
The dude cannot have one nice bone in his body.
招待してくれた人はともかく、料理だけは本物かも。
そうだろう、そうだろう。
本当に素晴らしい料理ですね。それに今までこういう正式な席に呼ばれる機会がなかったので、とても勉強になります。招待してくださって本当にありがとうございました。
Thanks for the assist, Joshua.
なかなか首相でよろしい。
But honestly, I would have had more fun seeing how he reacted.
しかし執事から言われてようやく思い出したのだが、そなたたちとはルーアンの事件で一度顔を合わせていたのだな。
Yeah, I was gonna say, is he ever gonna actually remember who the fuck we are?
なんとも奇妙な縁があったものだ。
Yeah, you could say that.
そうですね。執事さんから言われるまで思い出せなかったわけね。
さあ今夜は無礼講だ。料理も酒もたっぷりあるから遠慮なく追加を申し出るがいい。
公爵閣下、その前に例の話を済ませてしまってはいかがですか。
おお、そうだ、その話があったか。実は王国を代表する諸君らに集まってもらったのは他でもない。この晩餐会の席を借りてある重大な発表をしたかったのだ。
ほう、重大な発表。
それは一体どのようなお話でしょうか。
ここから先は私の代わりにリシャール大佐に説明してもらおう。
恐縮です。女王陛下がご不調なのはすでにご存知のことかと思います。ですが徐々に回復なさっているため、すぐに元気な姿を見せてくださるでしょう。
おお、それはよかった。
では陛下へのお見舞いは許していただけるのかしら。
あいにくですが陛下のご意向でそれは遠慮してほしいとのことです。ただ数日中に王都近辺を騒がすテロリストどもは一掃できる降参です。そのことと合わせて女王生誕祭は予定通りに執り行われるでしょう。
市民も楽しみにしているだろうからめでたいことではありますな。だが話というのはそれだけではないのでしょう。
確かにそれだけならば連絡してくれれば済みますからな。
察しが良くて助かります。女王陛下が回復されつつあるのは先ほど述べた通りなのですが、陛下は今回のご不調を理由にある決断をなされたのです。その決断とはすなわちご自身の大位とこちらにおられるデュラン公爵閣下への王位継承です。
なんですと。
本当ですの？よしはこれって
とうとう陰謀が姿を現したね。
私も戸惑ったのだが、陛下が存外弱気になられてな。無理もない。40年近くもの間激動の時代に翻弄されたリベールを女性の身で導いてくださったのだ。そう思うとこの生誕祭を最後に俗事から解放して差し上げたい。王位継承権を持つ身としては そう決意した次第なのだよ。
なんと陛下がそこまでお悩みになっておられたとは。
Hey, over here. Question. Isn't the rightful heir supposed to be Princess Claudia herself? And if she is available and taking care of Her Majesty, why isn't she just the next in line to, take the throne, you know? Just saying, there's no reason it has to be you. And again, how can we take your word for it that, she actually did say that? Does she have that penned on paper or something? Or can we have her make the announcement to us or to the public? I feel like we can't just take your word for it.
毎年お会いしているというのに気づけなかったとは情け。
しかしこのようなお酒の入った席で聞くにはあまりにも重大すぎる内容ですわ。
Yeah, isn't there supposed to be like some kind of formal procession or some kind of like ritual or something that's supposed to take place before you do that? I don't think you can actually just like automatically make a new ruler just like that.
失礼です
Just
が
by saying you
どこ
do
ま
it.
で現実性のあるお話なのでしょう。
There we go. Someone's actually asking the right questions.
メイベル市長、閣下のお言葉が信用できないとそうおっしゃられるか。
I mean, I don't know. The man seems like in a perfect position to have the throne, you know? And again, you still haven't really addressed anything about why it can't be Princess Claudia. And again, it's like, regardless, why can't we actually hear this from Her Majesty considering it's such an important thing, right? If it was just a matter of like, oh, just regular events or the casual or annual festival or whatever, that's one thing. But why the fuck can't she give such a big announcement like this to us, to our faces, considering how much weight it holds for the entire kingdom?
そうは言ってません。
She kind of knows she can't really push too much. She's just trying to see your
ただ
responses.
市長には選挙があるように王位継承にもしかるべき手続きがあるのではないかということです。
Yeah, what she said.
そうですな。できれば陛下から直接今のお話を伺いたいものです。
Yeah, because if it only affects the castle, it's one thing, but this affects the entire royal assembly, right? It's like, shouldn't everyone have the right to validate the claim? Especially since it kind of seems like you're doing it without a consensus, right? Because, again, considering there are technically two heirs who can substitute for the queen, the princess, and the duke, wouldn't it be good for us to like hold an election or to hear from both candidates and see which one would truly be the perfect fit?
皆さんの動揺も理解できます。ですが、どうか冷静になって今の話を受け止めていただきたい。
You've shared literally nothing. What the fuck are you talking about? All you've done is repeat the same jargon that's on the papers.
先ほど申し上げたように、生誕祭には陛下ご自身の口から発表されることになるでしょう。真偽はその時に確かめれば済むことではありませんか？
But then why even bring it to us in a conversation then? If you really wanted the truth to be verified, why tell us now in a way like this that's so roundabout when you could have just waited until the actual official announcement? There's no reason to gather us and then bring this claim, which you know would be so outlandish.
それは
問題なのはこの件が公表された時に一般市民にどう影響を与えるかです。いたずらな混乱を避けるためにも各市の責任者である皆さんに前もってことを伝えておきたい。公爵閣下はそう判断なさったのです。
まあそういうことだな。
そして陛下の大位ともなれば事態はリベール国内にとどまりません。大陸諸国の目、とりわけ北の脅威たるエレボニアの反応も気がかりでしょう。まさにここにいる我々が新たなる国王陛下を盛り立てながら一致団結をしなくてはならない。そんな時期が迫っているのです。
なんかもっともらしいことを言ってるんですけど。
But he's still skipping stuff again. What about the princess?
大したアジテーターだね。
Because again, for one, she's supposedly not injured or kidnapped, right? Supposedly, Richard. So, if that's the case, why can't we at least hear this from Princess Claudia? If she's taking care of the queen all this time, surely she can be the best one to convey the words. Not you. Especially since you're not a member of the Royal Assembly, so we should be taking your words less than half.
正式決定は生誕祭の時に陛下から直接伺うとして。
But I mean, to be fair, he is kind of doing a decent job at like trying to mitigate everything, because again, it is kind of like steering us to like what should be best for the kingdom in times like that.
心の準備をしておくようにと、つまりそういうことですか？
理解していただいて幸いです。
確かにそういうことになったらわしらも忙しくなりそうじゃな。
そうですわね。市民へのアナウンスもありますし。
一つお伺いしたい。公爵閣下に多い継承権があるのは
Yeah, here we
私
go.
も存じておるが。
I was wondering when someone was gonna bring this up.
確か同意の継承権を持つ方が他にもいらっしゃったはずですな。
Exactly. It's like, isn't Princess Claudia actually much more of a better candidate because she's the daughter of the one who was actually supposed to be next in line, right?
それは。
So in that case, why would the Duke be able to have more presence over the actual princess herself?
陛下のお孫さんにあたるクローディア殿下のことですね。確かに王室典範上の規定では公爵閣下と同意ではありますが、まだ年派もいかないという理由で陛下は閣下の方を押されたようです。先ほどの話にもありましたが、女性の身に余るほどの重責を姫に負わせたくなかったのでしょう。
Can we at least hear the reasons as to why she would choose the Duke? Because even if you say like she doesn't have experience, what does the Duke have that could surpass what the princess could be capable of? Out of curiosity.
そうなのだ。
Because there must be some qualities that he has that the princess may not, and I'd like to hear what they are.
まあクローディアには良い縁談を探してやるつもりだ。非公式だがすでに他国の王家から何件もの申し入れがあってな。ひょっとしたら今年中にも縁談が実現するかもしれんのだ。
お話はわかりました。
I see. So he's trying to get the seat first, right? Like, he's like, I get to sit in the musical chair first. Because then by the time she gets married, she'll no longer have the opportunity to take the throne, right? Because he'll probably make it so she marries into whatever family she becomes engaged to, right? Of whatever kingdom, nation, or whatever. And in doing so, she would no longer have as much a legitimate hold in the borough's issues. She would be forced to like face more towards the country who she's unified with.
そうなるとおめでたい話が2つも続くというわけですな。
姫様がご結婚されるには少々若すぎるとは思うが。
Yeah, exactly. It's like, wouldn't you just only start off with engagement first? Or at least with meetings before the actual marriage? Pushing it right now is a bit too much.
ちょいと失礼。一つ質問してもいいですかね。
ジンさん？
ほう？構わん。言ってみるがいい。
失礼だが、今耳にした話は自分たちのような部外者が聞いていい話とは思えません。
Right, this kind of deals with the inner workings and stuff, right?
まして自分は王国人でもない。
I guess it must have been like an ass pull that he had to put, right? Because he needed to find a way to be like, oh, okay, what can I tell them about the princess that'll steer it away from like why she should be a
なの
candidate?
になぜこのような席でわざわざ発表されたのでしょう。
Yeah.
それは優勝した君たちが偶然にも遊撃士だったからだ。陛下の大位という重大な情報はギルドにも事前に伝えたかった。
But you didn't tell us that. He did. So why didn't you tell us?
そう私が閣下に提案したので聞いてもらうことになったのだよ。
なるほど。リベールでは軍とギルドがいい関係を結んでいるという話はどうやら本当だったようですな。
帝国や共和国ほど軍事力が充実していないからね。 手を結ばざるを得ないというシビアな現実があるのだが。
I don't know about the Republic having a good military, because at least from all the games I played, Erebonia's, yeah, sure, because they have the tanks and everything. The Republic, though, the Republic's armies have taken so many L's from literally every single country in this fucking series. It's like, can we even say they actually do have the military capabilities? Like, honestly, are they even existent?
いずれにせよ、真意はご理解いただけたかね。
Like hell, even against the whole thing with Crossbell, they could do nothing but just sit there and watch.
了解しました。今日この席で知った情報は大都市部にも伝えておきましょう。
And they actually didn't have an army. Like they had a defense force, but that's not necessarily an army. Man, we really stumbled into something big, didn't we? It's just another country's business to me. You two must have been pretty shocked, huh? Duh, of course we were. We never even imagined that things were already this far along. Huh? Never mind. But what a waste. The food was so delicious it was melting in my mouth. Everything that happened, it was like eating ash. I hear you there. Still, how about we go for a walk to help all that food go down? Huh? Oh, right! Yeah, that's a great idea. I really need some fresh air. First sightseeing and now we're posting a stroll? Hate to admit it, but it sounds like my age is starting to get the better of me. Don't be silly, Zen. Why don't you take a walk too? This place is full of history. So much to see. Maybe I'll wander around a bit if I feel like it later. Might even try and sneak some leftovers from the kitchen. Wait, for real? You're gonna eat more? I won't call it eating. More like drink time snacking. It is a lounge where you can get a drink, so I'll probably check that out. Food is great, but all the heavy talk killed the mood for drinking. Guess I'll just sit here and enjoy a quiet drink on my own. Alright. Things have really gotten out of hand. I'm itching to meet the Queen and hear what's really going on. First, let's stick to the plan and go see Lady Hilda. She said she has a way for us to meet the Queen. Got it. I mean, I might as well hear what everyone has to say. Oh, right, this is the library. My bad. Wrong place. While the Colonel's statements were logical and well constructed, I'd still like to hear directly from Her Majesty and the Princess as soon as possible. Yeah, because again, that's the thing, is like, he's not really telling us why can't we talk to the Princess. Even if you say she's taking care of the Queen, the head maid is right there. And so are all the other maids here. Even if the Royal Guard's not here, surely everyone else can do that and we can at least have a couple minutes to talk with the Princess to, like, verify the legitimacy of their claims. But they're like, nah, you don't need to worry. To think Her Majesty is so troubled that she's considering abdicating. Her marriage arrangements are already made for Princess Claudia. It's all happening so quickly. So hard to process. Everything's happening so quickly. I was quite shocked by what was discussed at the banquet. To think that Duke Dunin could be the one to inherit the throne. The thought alone is enough to give me a headache. I know. Same. I might just have a migraine instead. It sounds as though something quite serious happened at the banquet. The last thing Milady needs is something else to worry about.
Oh yeah, 君たちは
What's up? Colonel Richard. great. I forgot what voice I gave him.
エステル君とヨシュア君か。
Hopefully this is just gonna all be voiced for him, because again, I don't remember what I gave him.
こうして面と向かって話すのは初めてではないかな。
Right, I guess yeah. That I think about it. Yes. Last time we spoke was when we exchanged a few words after Mayor Delmore's arrest. Of course, I didn't expect you to remember us, Colonel.
交わした言葉は少なかったが、君たちは非常に印象的だったからね。気になって調べてみたら驚いたよ。まさかカシウス大佐のお子さんたちだったとはね。
So you figured it out too?
伊達に情報部を名乗っているつもりはないよ。
Yeah, I mean, it's not that hard.
カシウスさんには彼が軍にいた時にお世話になった。それこそ言葉では言い表せないほどね。どうだろう、これから少し話に付き合ってくれないだろうか。君たちとは前から一度個人的に話をしてみたかったのだ。
What? Estelle, play it cool. We don't want to get his attention.
大佐、これから公爵閣下との打ち合わせがあるのでは？
少しくらい遅れても構わんよ。そうだな。話すのだったら奥の談話室を借りるとしようか。アルコール抜きのカクテルでも振る舞わせてもらうよ。
それでしたら私がお作りしますわ。
いや、それには及ばない。君は公爵閣下のところに行って私が送れる旨を伝えてくれたまえ。
了解いたしました。
Yeesh.
それでは失礼しますわ。
You know I'm not trying to take him from you, lady. We're just having a chit-chat about the past. Then again, maybe that's what she wants. I don't know.
さてと、私たちも談話室に向かうとしようか。それではついてきたまえ。
Joshua, what do we do? I don't think we have much choice. We'll just have to find Lady Hilda after our chat. Yeah, we can't really weasel our way against this guy.
カシウスさんと出会ったのは私が士官学校を出たばかりのことだ。当時彼が率いていた独立機動部隊に配属されてね。それ以来彼が軍を辞める時まで公使にわたってお世話になったんだ。
Oh, is that right? What was my dad like back then? I mean, what did you think of him?
一言で言うと英雄だったかな。牽制とまで言われた技のさえ。あらゆる戦況に柔軟に対応できる立体的かつ多面的な指揮能力。単なる戦術にとどまらない高度な戦略レベルでの部隊運用。どれをとっても並ぶ者はいなかった。
It sounds like you're talking about a totally different guy. So do you work with him during the 100-Day War too?
ああ。カシウスさんの下で戦ったよ。今でも覚えている。彼が立てた奇跡のような作戦を実行した時の熱気と興奮を。あの時のことを話し始めるといくらあっても時間が足りないからまたの機会にさせてもらうが、ただこれだけは断言できる。あの時カシウス・ブライトという男が王国軍にいなかったらこのリベールはエレボリアに吸収合併されていただろ
う。No way. That's impossible.
信じられないようなことを成し遂げたから英雄なのさ。もっとも戦後すぐに退役して女王陛下の勲章すら誇示されたから名前が知られることはなかったが、今でも一部の軍人の間ではカシウス大佐の名は英雄の代名詞だ。
That pencil-mustached old man never told me that. Well, it's not what a father would sit down and tell his daughter. Don't be too hard on him, okay? Hey, I'm the victim here. Wait a second. Joshua, you don't seem all that surprised by any of this. Don't tell me you already knew about all this. I didn't know Colonel Richard was one of Dad's subordinates, but as for the rest, yeah, I knew most of it already. What? So you were an accomplice? Calm down, Estelle. I mean, it's not like Dad told me everything anyway. Besides, he specifically asked me not to tell you. I can't believe this. When he finally gets back, I'm gonna let him have it. Sorry for getting sidetracked, Colonel Richard.
いや、君たちを見て少し安心した。カシウスさんが軍を辞めるとき、私は必死に引き止めたものだが、どうやらその選択は彼にとって正解だったらしい。君たちがそばにいたのなら、奥さんを亡くされた悲しみからきっと立ち直れただろうからね。さてと、付き合ってくれてありがとう。あまり公爵閣下を待たせるわけにはいかないから、私はこれで失礼させてもらうよ。
Okay. Sorry. Feels like we didn't have much of interest to say for ourselves.
いや、君たちは一番知りたかったことを教えてくれた。これで未練はなくなったよ。
What do you mean by that?
近いうちにまた会う機会もあるだろう。その時にはカシウスさんとも一緒に話せるといいのだが。
I get it. I'm gonna leave that up in the air for now. So, was that really Colonel Richard just now? Of course it was. Are you half asleep or something? I mean, the way he talked about Dad. It was so different from what I expected. Yeah, guess he's not some mustache-twirling villain after all. It doesn't change the fact that he's definitely plotting something, though. Regardless of what happened with Dad, we have to remember that. Yeah, I guess you're right. I hate to say it, but his friendliness just now might just be part of his plan. It'd be easy for a trained intelligence officer to deceive kids like us. Maybe, but isn't that a little cynical? Yeah, you're right. Leave the suspicions to me. You should trust your own instincts. You should still have your guard up and be ready for anything. I think that's all part of what it means to be a bracer. Right. I guess I'll keep that in mind. Thanks, Estelle. Oh, stop it. Don't go thanking me. Anyway, we should hurry and find Lady Hilda. She's probably sick of waiting for us by now. Right. We should head to the maid's quarters. See, that's what's kind of cool about this whole thing with Richard. It's like, he's not that bad of a guy, and he's not really lying to us. If anything, like, to me, over the course of the story, like, he's kind of been pretty transparent for the most part. I mean, even, like, when I first, like, knew about him, it was like, he's not that kind of, like, monster. Which I'm glad, because, like, it can't be, like, everyone's like that. Again, that was supposed to be what made Osborn different, because he was supposed to be the monster. Like, someone who just didn't care. And, like, would let people suffer if he got what he wanted, right? But it's like, no. Try to be like, no, somehow he had some sense to him, even though he destroyed all those villages, killed all those people, and practically tried to start a war with the entire continent of Zamoria. No, he was just a poor little soul. Fuck no. Like, come on. I get the whole thing with Reen and his wife, but, like, come on. That doesn't excuse him for everything. At least with Richard, it's like, he is still kind of, like, doing it for his own country, and he hasn't really sacrificed anyone yet. Again, I'm stressing yet, but still. And again, I like that for, like, both Joshua and Estelle. Like, that is kind of like throughout their journey, they are seeing the differences between each other, right? Joshua's being cautious, and it's like, people can be pretty deceptive with their emotions. But Estelle's like, I kind of want to trust my gut, because it's like, as someone who's, like, had all kinds of emotions and been through so many changes and everything, it's like, she could maybe kind of resonate with it, like, those are his pure feelings. Like, there's no lie behind it, possibly. I like that difference between this duo.
エステル殿、ヨシュア殿、お待ちしていましたよ。ずいぶん遅ございましたね。
ごめんなさい。なんかリシャール大佐に捕まっちゃって。
大佐にですか？
僕たちの父のことについて昔話を聞かせてもらいました。こちらの動きについては気づかれてないと思います。
そうですか。紹介状によると、あなた方はカシウス殿のお子さんということでしたね。リシャール大佐が考えを抱くのもわかる気がします。
ヒルダさんも父さんを知ってるんですか？
昔はモルガン将軍の副官として王城によく来てらっしゃいました。亡き王子、陛下のご子息のご学友だったとも聞いております。
亡き王子って？
クローディア姫のお父上にあたる方ですね。
Yeah, I guess it makes sense because yeah, they both would have hung out around the same time actually.
ええ、15年前の海難事故でお亡くなりになられました。王子さえ生きていらっしゃれば、このような事態は起こらなかったでしょうに。
I forget, did we ever actually learn what that incident was? Like, maybe it was like literally just an accident, nothing like a secret or anything behind it, but I just want to know, like, did we ever actually talk about that? I don't think anything else aside from that.
起きてしまったことを悔やんでも仕方ありませんね。夜も更けてまいりました。早速支度をしていただきます。シア、いらっしゃい。
Wait, actually, now that I think about it, where would this have happened, right? Because, wait, yeah, actually, that's confusing. When would this have happened? It said maritime, so that would be when you're at the sea, but you don't mean Valeria Lake, right? 'Cause, like, that's connected to everywhere. I doubt that would have really been a problem. And I doubt they would have made it to Erebonian waters and then something happened there, because even then, it's like, I don't think it would have been that bad. Can't be Crossbell. They barely had any lakes there. Much less a freaking sea or ocean. And same for Calvert. Calvert's pretty dried up too. So it's like, where would this have happened? Maybe that's gonna connect to like the greater... Wait, actually. Hold up. Would this kind of coincide with the thing I was talking about in Beyond the Horizon? Huh. Maybe it would. See, this is why I want to know more about the information about this situation. Like, where did this happen? Like, we said it was like when they were traveling at sea, but at sea where? Anywhere that we've talked about so far that we've explored, I can't really imagine there being some kind of crazy incident like that. Where it's like, they would have had like, no way of like, ensuring their own safety, right? Because even if you said they traveled, it's like, surely they would have had an army or something, or some form of protection, or an even greater royal guard to protect them. So it's like, what the fuck happened? Imagine, like, when we get to, like, the true secret of Zamuria or something, that comes into play. The story of what happened to Chloe's parents will be revealed. That'd be insane. I mean, I doubt it, but imagine if it did, though. That'd be wild.
確かシアさんとおっしゃいましたね。
Because it's like, in Beyond the Horizon, I was literally talking about, why don't we ever travel by sea? And we're just, like, jumping to space. Like, imagine, like, that's part of it, somehow. And they just don't want to clue us in yet. Because it's not the time.
エステル様、ヨシュア様。
And I have a question that's like, you won't remember these kinds of questions until much later.
事情は伺わせていただきました。
この子のことは信用してくださって結構です。
But again, like I said, maybe it actually isn't really that important. It's just like, whatever. But imagine if it was, though.
姫様が城にいらっしゃる時にお世話をしている次女ですから。
姫様ってクローディア姫のことね。
それなら問題ありませんね。
恐縮です。では 用意した制服に袖を通していただけますか？リボンやカチューシャなど細かいところは私が整えさせていただきます。
ひょっとして。
ええ、エステル殿には次女と同じ格好をしてもらって女王キャ少髪をいじらせていただければ見張りにも気づかれないでしょう。
なるほど。
確かに制服というのは個性を隠しやすいですからね。潜入するにはもってこいかもしれません。
へえ、メイドさんの服か。リラさんとかを見ていていいなって思ってたのよね。ヒラヒラしてて可愛いのにすごく動きやすそうなんだもん。動きやすくないとお掃除の時に困りますから。
Yeah, true, because then you probably wouldn't really get any cleaning done.
あ、
If it was too
やっぱり
restricted.
そうなんだ。早速着させてもらおうっと。
嬉しそうだな。はしゃぐのはいいけど陛下に失礼のないようにね。今度ばかりは僕もついてはいけないからね。
どうして？
Yeah, I was gonna say, she said she'll get both of us in.
ヨシュアも着替えるんでしょ？
Yeah, I mean, you already cosplayed before.
エステル殿？
It wouldn't be the first.
だってヨシュア学園祭の劇でお姫様の格好をしてたじゃない。
Yeah.
ドレスもメイド服も同じでしょ？
あれはお芝居じゃないか。女王陛下にお会いするのに女装するなんてちょっと。
大
Really?
丈夫大丈夫。全然みっともなくないから。
I mean, nice try, Joshua, but that's not gonna get you out of this.
だってヨシュアのお姫様姿すっごく綺麗だったもん。
また冗談はやめてよ。ヒルダさんたちからも何とか言ってやってください。
なるほど。確かに問題なさそうですね。シア、確か姫様のためのヘアピースがありましたね。
はい、一度も使われていないものが。長い黒髪ですからヨシュア様にもお似合いかと。
ちょっと。
それじゃあ3対1の多数決でファイナルアンサーってことで。ではこちらにどうぞ。更衣室になっていますので。
ちょっと待ってよ。僕は着替えるなんて一言も。分かったから服くらい自分で脱げるってば。シアさん、化粧までするんですか？
はあ、最近の若い子たちと来たら。まあ、
じゃーん。どうでしょうか？とってもよくお似合いですわ。
白働きに来たばかりの活発で朗らかな次女見習い。そんな説得力は十分ありますね。髪も下ろしていますから気づかれることはないでしょう。なんでしたらこのままグランセル城で働きますか？
遊撃士の仕事もあるからそれはちょっと。あ、それよりもちょっとヨシュア早く出てきなさいってば。
ああ、どうしても出ないとダメかな。
ダメ。うだうだ言ってると引きずり出しちゃうわよ。
分かったよ。もうしょうがないな。はあ、
これはまた怖いくらいにお似合いですね。
ですよね。まったく く女の私よりも様になってるっていうのは一体どういうことなのかしら。
お化粧のしがいがありましたわ。
もういいです。何とでも言ってください。
さて、準備は整ったようですね。それではこれから女王宮へと案内させていただきます。あくまで自助見習いとして扱いますので、そのおつもりで。
あ、はい、わかり。いよいよ女王様と会えるのね。
うん、ここが正念場だね。気を引き締めてなんとか女王宮に入らないと。
その格好でシリアスに言っても似合わないかも。
悪かったね、シリアスが似合わなくて。こんな格好させておいてよくもまあ抜け抜けと。
ごめんそんなにすねないでよ。今度アイスクリームでもおごってあげるからさ。
ふん、君じゃないんだから食べ物でごまかされたりしないよ。
私がいつ食べ物でごまかされたのよ。
本当に仲がいいんですのね。
時間がありません。さっさと女王宮に行きますよ。
容姿は顔がぎこちないわよ。ほら、さっき練習したセリフは？
お帰りなさいませ、ご主人様。
よしバッチリ。清楚な黒髪メイドさん、いい。
お戯れはほどほどに。そういえば他の招待客の皆様ともご面識があるとか。
ええ、できれば会わない方が。
夫人の影にいれば大丈夫でしょう。別人にしか見えない。
もう好きにして。
Yeah, I actually want to see, do I get responses? And yeah, I guess I would have to be Hilda because we're trying to pretend they're mates in training. Yeah, let's see if this actually works. Lady Hilda, it's been quite some time. Ah, Mayor Maybell, you seem quite tired. I suppose it's obvious to you. Before coming here, I had some urgent work to finish, so I haven't had much time to rest. That's not good. I'll bring you some incense later to help you sleep. I believe we recently received some from the East. Thank you. I'd appreciate that. Are the people back there your trainees? They remind me of when Lila first came to my house. Yeah, Lila would know. She'd be like, I know a fake maid outfit anywhere. Oh, okay, yeah, my bad. The map's just flipped. Oh, Lady Hilda, what brings you here at this hour? I'm glad I'm actually trying this. Hey, let's see if Zin notices. Oh. Looks like all the prettiest girls in the kingdom are here. Expect nothing less from the royal castle. Ladies, if you're here to tidy up, you mind getting it over with quickly. Thanks, Zin. Playing the part well. Lady Hilda herself visited me in my room. Ah, I see. Are you trained in new maids? Yeah, I guess Headmaster Collins would know too. Let's see. Yeah, because this is the library, so... Let me check the lounge real quick. It's just so weird actually seeing it like this. Let's see. Oh, is this Professor Murdoch? Right. Lady Hilda, it's been a while. Glad to see you looking so well. Chief Murdoch, you're looking well too. Keeping yourself busy as always, are you? Well, lately we've had some really young blood join the factory, so things have been a lot easier for me. Anyway, I was so relieved to hear Her Majesty is on the mend. Indeed. I believe you have the opportunity to meet her soon. Is there anything else you need? Please don't hesitate to let us know. Have it brought to you right away. Ah, thank you. That's cool. Yeah, no one else here, so we're good. Oh, right. Save again. We'll see how much more we can do for tonight. And then I'll probably just continue this tomorrow, because again, I want to get as much done as possible. I mean, I probably won't finish the game before Beyond the Horizon, but I'll try my best. Lady Hilda, visiting Your Majesty at such a late hour.
陛下に頼まれていた紅茶と食器類をお持ちしたのです。このような事態になって陛下も何かと不自由なさっていらっしゃるようですからね。
That's tough. Oh, who are these maids? I don't recognize them.
公爵閣下の命令で補充した新米の侍女見習いです。今日城に入ったばかりです。
Ah, okay, I see. This is where that comes into play. Yeah, because they were literally saying that the Duke wanted a lot more maids in the castle. Certainly are pretty.
どうも。
He said, "Kill me." Oh, you look familiar.
年頃の娘をそんな風にじろじろ見るとは何事ですか。もしやよからぬことを考えているのではないでしょうね。何かあったら公爵閣下や大佐殿に抗議させてもらいますよ。
Nothing untoward. We're elite soldiers of the Royal Army. We would never engage in such behavior.
ならば良いのです。ところでいい加減通していただけないでしょうか。
My apologies. Please, go right ahead. Nice moonwalk. Yeah, I was so nervous. Thanks, Lady Hilda. You're a lifesaver. That was very well done. I'm glad I could be of help. Now, would you like to change before we meet Her Majesty? You don't mind staying in those outfits, we can proceed right away. I don't mind staying in the change. Please let us change. Of course. There's no need to be shy. Would it really have killed you to stay dressed like that? Our appearance affects our credibility. No way I was gonna stay dressed like that. By the way, Lady Hilda, this room. Yes, this is Princess Claudia's room. However, she doesn't usually reside in the castle, so is rarely used. Wow, really? But I thought the princess was taking care of the queen. It was a lie too, wasn't it? You can ask Her Majesty for the details in person. Her room is located on the second floor of the Royal Keep. Let's head there now. Yeah, because I mean, we'd probably just still have more questions about it, so probably better that we just ask the lady a question. Alright, finally! After so many weeks, I finally made it to the top of Grancel Castle. About to meet the damn queen. Finally we can progress things along.
陛下、失礼します。先ほどお話ししたエステル殿とヨシュア殿をお連れしました。ご苦労様でした。どうぞ入っていただいて。かしこまりました。私はここで待たせていただきます。さあ、お二人はどうぞ中へ。
はい。
失礼します。
ようこそいらっしゃいましたね。私の名はアリシア・フォン・アウスレーゼ。リベール王国第26代国王です。
エステル・ブライトです。遊撃士協会の準遊撃士です。
同じく準遊撃士のヨシュア・ブライトと言います。お初にお目にかかります。
エステルさんとヨシュア殿ね。あなたたちに会えるのを本当に楽しみにしていました。大したもてなしはできませんが、お茶の用意くらいはできます。どうぞゆっくりしていってくださいな。そう、ラッセル博士はそんなことを。あらゆる動力現象を停止させる漆黒のオーブメント、そんなものを大佐は手に入れているのですか。
博士は女王陛下ならばリシャール大佐がそれを何に使うかわかるかもしれないと言いました。何か心当たりはありますか？
一つだけ心当たりがあります。ですが大佐がそれを知っているとは思えません。私の思い過ごしであるといいのですが。
その心当たりっていうのは。
あなたたちにならお話ししても構わないでしょうね。十数年前、このオートの地下に巨大な動力反応が検出されたのです。その調査に当たってくれたのが中央工房のラッセル博士でした。
巨大な動力反
応。オートの地下ということは地下水路の近辺でしょうか？
いいえ、水路よりもさらに深い地下から検出されたそうです。博士は未だ機能を失っていない古代文明の遺物が埋まっているのではないかとおっしゃっていました。
古代文明の遺物って？
アーティファクトと呼ばれる古代動力機のことだね。大半は塔の頂上の装置みたいに機能が死んでしまっているけど、稀にダルモア市長の家宝のように機能が生きているものもあるみたいだ。
そんなものがオートの地下に。
I mean, it makes sense, right? Because Mayor Dalmore had that because of his lineage, right? Because his family was part of like nobility. So it makes sense that even the queen herself would have something like that in her own castle. And there we go. That actually, I didn't notice this the first time I played it, but this is why they wanted to keep Professor Russell, right? Like, if it was just for the Black Orphan, they didn't need him anymore. They could have tried to assassinate him or send him somewhere else, but they wanted to keep him. That's why. They were probably hoping that once they found what they were looking for, Russell, who already knew at least a bit of the context or something about it, would be able to do more of the research for them. While they continue ruling the kingdom, he would be doing all the heavy work for them into discovering what exactly the reaction is and what it's used for. Hence why they were like still pretty like avid on like trying to hunt down Agate so that they could get the professor back for this reason.
それじゃあ、ゴスペルってのは。
And that also kind of explains what Professor Russell was worried about, because he had an inkling of what it was going to be. This is what it was, because he's like, only a few people would know about this kind of secret. And if it was known that Richard had ties to Duke Dunan, he could probably connect the dots and be like, that's how he knew about it, right? Because this is a secret only the royal family should know.
埋まった異物の機能を停止させるために使われる。その可能性があるということですね。
ええ。ですが、その異物がどんなもので何のために埋められたものかははっきりしていないのです。
Right, because it's supposed to be the most important secret of them all.
ラッセル博士の調査自体も非公式で行われたものですし、大佐がどこで存在を知ったのか、私には不思議でなりません。
そうですか。
Oh, okay, so like even his connection to Duke Dunan wouldn't have told him that anyway. I guess it makes sense because again, Duke Dunan is just like from some branch of the royal family. Maybe it's like the late prince would have known that, right? Like maybe he would have been told about what it is because he would have been the next to inherit the throne, rightfully so. Right?
いずれにせよ、良くないことが起こる可能性がありそうですね。
And also that explains why it's like they really needed Wrestle because even if this is an artifact, it's not like they could go to the church, right? Because if they alerted the church, the people of Arteria would probably be like, hey, what's going on? All the artifacts are supposed to be given to us. They're our responsibility. Why are you trying to unlock some kind of power which mortals shouldn't behold, right?
まったくちょっと見直したのにろくなことを考えていないわね。みんなに迷惑がかかるんだったらまさしく遊撃士の出番だわ。なんとかして大佐を阻止しないと。
さすがはカシウス殿のお子さんたちね。
陛下も父と面識が終わりだったんですか？
亡くなった息子の友人でしたし、王国を救った英雄ですからね。軍を辞めて遊撃士になってからも依頼を通じてお世話になりました。
そうだったんだ。
それは知りませんでした。
彼の性格を考えれば知らないのも無理はありませんね。ひょっとして10年前の戦争で彼がどのように活躍したのか、そのこともご存じないのかしら。
詳しいことはあんまり。
ならばこれは私の役目なのかもしれませんね。エステルさん、ヨシュア殿、少々年寄りの昔話に付き合っていただけませんか？
はい、もちろん。
拝聴させていただきます。
10年前の春のことです。エレボニア帝国の南部である痛ましい事件が起こりました。未だ原因が分かっていないため、事件についての説明は省かせてもらいますが、その事件をきっかけに帝国はリベールに宣戦布告をしたのです。後に百日戦役と呼ばれる不幸な日々の始まりでした。帝国軍は宣戦布告と同時に大兵力をもってハーケン門を突破。リベールは王都を除いて瞬く間に全土を占領されました。侵攻してきた兵力は王国軍のおよそ3倍だったと言われています。カルバードからの援軍も間に合わず、もはや王都が占領されるのも時間の問題かと思われました。しかし開戦から2ヶ月後、誰もが予想しなかった形で戦局が大きく変化したのです。当時開発されたばかりの警備飛行艇が各地方を結ぶ関所を奪回し、帝国軍の連絡網を断ち切りました。そしてレイストン要塞から王国軍の総兵力が水上艇で出撃し、各地方を奪還していったのです。ファイス、ルーアン、ボース、ロレント、各地を占領していた帝国軍の師団は補給を断たれ、撃破されました。この反攻作戦を立案した人物こそカシウス・ブライト大佐、モルガン将軍の右腕であり、リシャール大佐の上官だったあなたたちのお父様だったのです。その後、
遊撃士協会と七葉協会の仲裁もあって、ようやく戦争は終結を迎えました。しかしこの時、カシウス殿は大切なものを失っていたのです。それはレナ・ブライトさん、エステルさんのお母様でした。あの時計塔は反攻作戦によって追い詰められた帝国軍師団の抵抗により破壊されたのです。そしてあとはあなたも知っている通り、カシウス殿は奥様の死すらも見届けることができませんでした。
そんな。
Right. Yeah, because that would ultimately be what makes him decide to be a bracer, right? Because when it comes to the military, you can only focus on what's on the battlefield. And I mean, rightfully so, because you're putting your life on the line for the nation. It's not that he couldn't bother with not helping at home, it's that he couldn't. There's only so much one man can do, even if he is the strongest of them all. However, as a bracer, he'd be able to help a lot of people in those same moments. Again, gives him more of a chance to be close to Estelle, rather than being apart from when his family needed him the most. I can see why that would eventually turn him into the man he is today, right? Even though it looks like he's just a guy who just stays at home a lot, it's like, it's his job. It's the best way that he can keep everything he has right now together, rather than risk losing it all once again. And yeah, I just realized from the people shown on the Erebonian side, we saw the principal of Thor's Academy, / the military general, Gilead Osborne, and damn it, what was the redhead mage's name from Cold Steel? His father was there as well, on the very left. I noticed that.
そんな事情だったなんて。
自分が立てた作戦が結果的に奥様を死なせてしまった。
Right, because it's like it kind of pushed everyone to like no holds barred, doesn't matter, right? Just like destruction for the sake of it.
その自責の念からカシウス殿は軍を辞めて遊撃士の道に入りました。
And it's probably also this, and again, this is hypothetical, but maybe that's the reason why he never told Estelle, right? Because it'd be like he blames himself for it, but more so that it's like he'd be viewing Estelle as more of like not a burden, but another worry he has to think about, that he can't live his own life, right? Because don't get me wrong, it's great that he at least gets to spend time with his family, rightfully so, and he has helped a lot of people as a bracer, but all he does is stay cooped up there in Roland, for at least for the foreseeable part we've seen of flashbacks, but nothing else aside from that. Like, you don't hear as much of like him going to other countries and helping with situations like what Zin's doing, right?
残されたあなたのそばにいるために、そして今度こそ自分の手で愛する人々を守れるように。
バカよ、父さん。
Yeah, because also it's like Roland is one of the few cities that doesn't really have military protection like the others, right? Because there's Hacken Gate at one of them, at like Bose. You have Leyston Fortress by what's it called? By damn it, where the factory was. But it's like not everywhere is that well guarded.
父さんのせいでお母さんが死んじゃっただなんて、そんなことあるわけないのに。
エステル。ええ、そうですとも。すべては大切な民を守れなかったこの力なき女王の責任なのです。ごめんなさい、エステルさん。 お母様を守ることができなくて、そのことをずっと謝りたいと思っていました。
Yeah. It really must hurt the queen too, because it's like she probably feels even more so for Cassius, right? He had done so much for her kingdom. He changed everything. And yet, even with her power, with her authority, she couldn't protect one thing that means so much to Cassius. Not to say that's like negligence or anything, but for her, who's supposed to be in this position where she should be able to at least stand side by side for what that situation was, she was powerless. For a hero, sometimes being a hero can be too much. Like, it really can.
謝る必要なんてありません。
That just shows how human they are.
女王様は戻ってきた平和をずっと守ってくださった。父さんたちは必死になってこの国を守ってくれた。お母さんは命がけで私のことを守ってくれた。それで十分だと思うんです。
エステルさん、ありがとう。優しい子ね。あなたに会うことができて本当によかった。今、心からそう思えます。
女王様。
でも、だからこそ、あなたには危険なことをしてほしくありません。これ以上、今回の事件に関わりを持ってほしくないのです。
でも私たちユリアさんに女王様の助けになるように頼まれて。
ありがとう。その心だけいただいておきますね。カシウス殿の留守中にあなたに万が一のことがあったら、今度は何とお詫びしていいのか。どうかロレントのお家に帰ってお父様の帰りを待っていてください。
でも。
ですが女王陛下、父カシウスが取り戻し、陛下が守り続けてきた平和が今まさに揺らごうとしています。
ヨシュア殿。
ゴスペルの件もそうですが、このまま大佐の狙い通り公爵閣下が国王となった場合、その平和はどうなるんでしょうか。そのことを考えていただきたいんです。
Yeah, because in the end, that is true. If it was just about some ultimate weapon or amazing artifact, that'd be one thing, right? But to be fair, if the Duke becomes king, we're gonna be in a lot of trouble, because I feel like by that point, Osborne would definitely just start the war again, and he wouldn't have to worry. Because again, so far, Cassius isn't here, regardless of whether he knows that or not. And with someone as incapable as the Duke in charge, I could definitely say for certain that he would definitely take the chance and just raise everything to the ground. Like, with absolute certainty. I know how much of an asshole that guy is. And he will take any chance to ruin anything you love.
私たち遊撃士になって父さんの代理で仕事をしました。
Well, I mean, at least the Trails of Cold Steel 1 and 2 version of him. 3 and 4 would be debatable, but you know what I mean.
それから空賊事件に関わって手紙が届いて、変な小包を開けてそのまま各地を旅してきて、まるで父さんに背中を押されてここまで来たような気がするんです。だから私も守りたい。平和に暮らせる幸せな毎日を。今まで知り合った私の大好きな人たちを 女王様やお母さんたちみたいに私なりの方法で守りたいんです。
エステルさん、本当にあの子の言う通りだったわね。私も覚悟を決めました。エステルさんたちを通じて遊撃士協会にあることを依頼させてもらおうと思います。
女王様。
陛下、何なりとおっしゃってください。
依頼内容は情報部によって囚われている方々の救出です。これは私の孫娘であるクローディアのことも含みます。
そっか、やっぱりお姫様もどこかに捕まってるんですね。
ええ。思えば今回のクーデターは私があの子を次期国王として襲おうとしたことから始まりました。
デュナン公爵ではなくですね。
ええ。こう言ってはなんですが、我が仰いながらデュナン対して未熟ではありますが、孫娘には光るものがありました。王国の未来を考えた結果、私はクローディアを襲そうと心に決めたのです。
姫様のことはほとんど知りませんけど、それってどう考えても正しい判断だと思いますよ。
ですが、いつの世にも女性が権力を持つことに反対する向きはあるものです。ましてや大国から侵略を受けた記憶もまだ新しい現在、2代続けての女王による統治が結果的に国を弱くしてしまう、そう考える人物が現れたとしても何ら不思議ではなかったのです。
なるほど。それがリシャール大佐ですか。
その通りです。彼は私がクローディアを次期国王に襲おうとしていることをいつの間にか掴んでいました。そしてその事実を公爵に伝えて今回のクーデターを決行したのです。
Oh, wait, what? Wait, so he didn't get that information from the Duke? Well, actually, I guess it would make sense that he wouldn't have been able to get it because she was trying to do it discreetly, specifically to the princess, because otherwise he would have argued and everything, and he would have probably pulled a big stunt anyway. But then who the hell told him? And how would they have even had access to it? What, do we have a traitor in our midst?
すべては公爵を影から操り、リベールを周辺の大国に劣らぬ強大な軍事国家にするために。
なるほど。ようやく事件の全貌が見えてきました。
強大な軍事国家にする。それって具体的にはどうするの？
いろいろ考えられるよ。税率を上げて軍事費を増大したり、大量破壊を目的とした動力兵器を開発したり、大規模な徴兵制を採用したり、リベールでは認められていないイェーガーとの契約を合法化したり。
Yeah, to be fair, he can do a lot of things, especially if he can take control of the law with Duke Dunan, right? Because the Duke wants to be popular, and he'll do anything. So changing a few laws to be able to be known as the one who defeated Erebonia, he would definitely do whatever it takes, if he would listen to Richard, which he most likely will. And again, let's say for example that the artifact does work, right? Like, who knows, maybe it's like, wait, no, actually that would make sense either, because in the end, the ordnance, or I mean the gospel did stop the staff before, so I guess there's no guarantee that it's like whatever secret artifact they find below the castle would still be able to operate even if they used an Erebonium.
まさに同じようなことを大佐は私に要求しました。それは純粋な愛国心から来る発言だと思えたのですが、私はどうしてもそれが正しいとは思えなかったのです。
Right, because I mean, to be fair, it is pretty different from Erebonia because they have the military academy, they have the tanks, they're starting their airship technology. It's like they already have so many means of their military power. If they want to catch up, the only way is by implementing that exact same strategy, but also with conscripting Jaegers and having citizens take part.
国を守っているのは軍事力だけではありません。他国と協調していく外交努力もそうですし、技術交流や経済交流を通じて諸国全体を豊かにすることだって国を守ることにつながるはずです。
まさに陛下のおっしゃる通りだと思います。
お互いが死んじゃわなくちゃ。
And this would be the first and last ruling party that actually cared about their country and actually tried to do it the right way.
ですが、大佐はその考えをめめしい理想論と断じました。そしてクローディアの安全と引き換えに大位を要求したのです。
Whoa, wait, hold up. A naive feminine idea. Whoa. Hold up a second. I don't know if they phrased it like that in the original. I mean, I could be wrong, but I don't think that's the right way to phrase it, you know? Like, optimistic and naive, I think those would be the appropriate way to say it. I don't know about the second way to phrase that. I'm not for that. And again, I don't know if Richard was the same. I don't know. Just, again, it has been a long time since I played the first one, the original, so maybe it was phrased that way, but I don't know if I'm phrasing it that way. Again, naive, optimistic, carefree, sure, you could say that. I don't know about blank ideal. That seems a bit too far. I don't know, the translation was
家
incorrect.
族を人質に取られ、大佐に逆らえなくされています。
Just know I'm not saying it like that.
ですが、私は女王です。肉親への情のために国の未来を売り渡すことはできません。ただ、そうは言っても、あの子は私のたった一人の孫娘。見殺しにはしたくないのです。
女王様。
依頼の旨、しかと承りました。必ずや姫殿下を含めた囚われの方々を救出いたします。
ありがとう、エステルさん、ヨシュア殿。これで大佐の脅しにも最後まで屈さずに済みそうです。
他にも依頼はないんですか？ゴスペルの件もあるし、ここから女王様を逃がすことだって不可能じゃないと思うんです。
ありがとう、エステルさん。ですが、私が逃げたところで事態が変わるわけではありません。それとゴスペルに関してはいくつか気になることがあるのです。
Right, because let's say we escape now, all the other mayors are still here, right? And they're probably gonna stay until the announcement. So he could use them as hostages if he wanted to. And even then, it's like, he can still hold the city hostage because he has intelligence division members all over this place.
私から大佐に真意を問いただしてみようと思います。
gotta say, she really is an amazing woman. Kind yet strong-willed, and with such dignity. When I get older, I hope I could be a cool granny just like her. Cool granny? I do agree that she had quite a presence, fit for a queen. Yeah, I really want to stop this coup and help her, but that's a bit beyond the scope of what priestesses are supposed to do. But now let's do what we can on our own. Yeah, you're right. You know, I never dreamed the queen would have stories to tell about my dad. Wonder how much I still don't know about him. Seriously? Is that late already? We did spend a long time talking with Her Majesty. If we stay any longer, the guards might become suspicious. Lady Hilda, heading home for the night, are you?
ええ、そうさせていただきます。くれぐれも陛下に失礼のないようお願いします。
Talk about a cold attitude. Where is the shirt, ma'am? We're all loyal patriots here.
頼もしいことで何よりです。それでは私たちはこれで失礼させていただきます。
どうも。
失礼いたします。
Hold on, ladies. I just remembered. I didn't get your names. Can you tell me? Just for the record. Oh, that sure is a pretty name. It suits you quite well.
ありがとうございます。
And who's this young lady with the black hair?
カリンと申します。
Karin, huh? That sure is a pretty name.
ありがとうございます。私もこの名前はとても気に入っています。
I see. Right. I am a member of the Special Ops and...
そのくらいにしてください。これ以上は下心ありとみなしますよ。
No, I wouldn't dare. Please take care on your way back. I mean, I think we might as well use those names. Well, that worked that well.
ヨシュアってばモテモテね。あの連中、ヨシュアが名乗ったら目の色変えてたもんね。
そんなことないってば。君だって結構話が弾んでいたじゃないか。
私の時はあの連中別に緊張してなかったもん。なんだかちょっと自信なくなっちゃったな。
何を騒いでおるのだ？
Wait, what was that? Wasn't paying attention. Oh, okay, never mind. Ah, great, here we go.
これは公爵閣下。
なんだ、助官長ではないか。あや？なんだその侍女たちは。見たことのない顔だが。
新しく入った侍女見習いのレナとカリンと申します。まだ城内に不慣れなものでいろいろ案内しているところです。
おや？
かれた？
まずいな。この人とは何度か会っているから気づかれてもおかしくない。
なんだフィリップ、まじまじと顔を見つめて。堅物のお前にしては随分と珍しいではないか。
これは失礼しました。私の姪に似ていたので一瞬目を疑ってしまいまして。お嬢さん方、申し訳ございませんでしたな。
いえい
え。どうかお気になさらずに。
見ればどちらもなかなかの上玉ではないか。特に栗色の髪の方は健康的ですこぶるいいの。黒髪の方はもう少々腰に張りが欲しいところだな。
恐縮です。
そうだな。レナとやら今夜の都議を申し付けるぞ。
公爵閣下？
ねえ、都議って何？
Oh, right. I forgot. Estelle's from the sticks. Right. I gotta love innocent Estelle. Oblivious to the damn thing.
なんて言えばいいのか。
Fine, Joshua. Don't explain it. She doesn't need to know.
閣下、いくらなんでもお戯れが過ぎますわよ。城勤めの次女はすべて女王陛下に仕える身です。そのことをお忘れですか？
わかったわかった。めってく冗談の通じないやつだ。どうせ1週間後にはこの城は私のものになるのだ。その時までのお楽しみにとっておくとしようかの。
閣下、いい加減になさいませ。暴飲暴食ならともかく色に走るなど言語道断。このフィリップ一命をとしておいさめさせていただきま。
だから冗談だと言っているであろうが。もういい、今夜はとっとと休むぞ。
さすがは閣下でいらっしゃいます。そちらが閣下の部屋です。足元にお気をつけください。
そうだ、レナとやら困ったことがあったら遠慮なく私に相談するがいい。次期国王自ら親身に相談に乗ってやろう。
どうもありがとうございます。
ういやつじゃ。愉快愉快。
どうもお騒がせしました。多分閣下は明日の朝になれば何も覚えてらっしゃらないでしょう。どうかご安心くださいませ。
そう願いたいものですわね。
本当に申し訳ありません。夫人、お嬢様方、それでは失礼いたします。
あの男と来たら相変わらず余計な苦労を背負い込んでいるようですね。
あれ、ヒルダさんってフィリップさんと知り合い？
幼い頃からの知り合いです。もっとも今では仕える方も立場も隔たっていますが。
そうだったんですか。
確かにフィリップさんって見るからに苦労性な感じよね。公爵が大佐にそそのかされてる状況にハラハラしてるんじゃないかしら。
その可能性は高そうだね。 そういえばエステル、君だってモテてるじゃないか。公爵は君の方が好みだってさ。
なんだかちっとも嬉しくないんですけど。ところで結局トギって何だったの？
それは
エステル殿、そのようなことを殿方に聞いて困らせるものではありませんよ。お耳を拝借。理解できましたか？
はい。
まったく無防備なんだから。
Lady Hilda, Shia, thank you so much for all your help. You really helped us out. Think nothing of it. We're merely doing our duty as servants of Her Majesty. As for Her Majesty's request, I hope you take it to heart. And please do whatever you can to save the princess. Oh, Shia, you're the princess's maid, aren't you? Yes. Fortunately, I don't often get to serve her directly, but Her Highness is always so warm and kind. She always treats me as a friend. I've hardly slept a wink since I heard she was captured. I understand. We'll definitely save her, so don't worry. We should get going. Alright, well this time we'll just go straight to bed. So then we can finally move on with the story. Oh shit.
こんな時間に何をしてらっしゃるのかしら。
Ah shit. It's the stingy vice captain, Amalthea. Yep. Hello. Captain Amalthea.
こんばんは。
こんばんは。
いくら招待客とはいえ、あまり感心しませんわね。子供が夜歩きをするには遅すぎる時間ではないかしら。
We're bracers, thank you. Our apologies. We were just so fascinated by the castle that we lost track of time. Oh, is that so? In that case, why don't you tell me where you were about? Oh, let's say 30 minutes ago. Where was it that you found so fascinating? Can't say the maid's quarters. Okay, can't say the royal guard room. The kitchen, I don't think she'd buy that. The cellar, no. Should I just say the administrative room? Is the administrative room the library, or is that something different? I don't know, I'm gonna take a guess. Those in the administrative room have long since gone home. So what on earth could you possibly have been doing there? That? Well, let us seize this pretense. The fact is we received numerous reports of you going to and from the maid's quarters. Rather a strange place for sightseeing, isn't it? What? It's rude to ask questions you already know the answer to. I'll take that as a compliment. So what business did you have in the maid's quarters? Things will be easier for you when you're honest with me. Should I have actually been honest? Or was there actually a lie I could have told? Let's...
Oh, Esther! Yoshua! こんなところにいやがったが。
Zin. Oh right, he did say he was gonna hit the ball. He's totally hammered. Great. I thought Olivier was one thing.
これは失礼。誰かと思えば別品の女士官殿もご一緒でしたか。いやー、なんと言いますか、妙な偶然もあるもんですな。
Yes, indeed. So, What's the problem here? Do my little students cause some trouble? Students? No. It's just the fact that they were in the maids' quarters for quite some time. I wanted to know what they were doing there. Ah, the maids. The maids. Yeah. I sent them there to give me some snacks to go along with my drinks. Hey, Joshua. Get any snacks? No. Looked like the chef had already gone home for the night. I asked one of the maids, but she said that they didn't have any snacks on hand. No snacks, huh? Guess I just had to get by without them. Wait a minute. I just thought of something. You want to come by my room for some tea? They say nothing goes better with a drink than a beautiful smile. And I already got the drink. I'm on duty, so I must decline. I'll overlook what happened earlier. But I must ask you to return to your rooms and refrain from any additional wandering around for the rest of the night. If you act suspiciously, I'll have no choice but to investigate. We understand. It's very late, so we'll be heading straight to bed. Good. That's more like it. Well then, we'll take our leave. Nice save, Zen. Oh, crash and burn. Man. Back to the room alone. Let's head back to the room, yeah? Yeah, okay. We'll head back with you.
Yare.
Nice acting, Zen.
どうやらうまいことごまかせたみたいだな。
Yep. I mean, come on. He's been in this business for a while. He would have to learn.
ジンさん、酔ってたんじゃないの？
ありゃ演技だ演技。酒なんざ一滴も飲んでないぜ。
嘘。顔だって赤かったし。
気を巡らせて血行を良くし、酔ったように見せかける。
Ah, right. That actually does make sense.
東方武術における気功というものじゃないですか。
Oh, right, Jigong, of course.
ほう、
That actually
そ
makes
んなこと
sense.
まで知っているとは驚きだぜ。まあ困ってたみたいだからちょいと口出しさせてもらった。どうだ、助かっただろ？
ジンさんってば、ほんと人が悪いんだから。確かに助かったけど、本当に驚いちゃったんだからね。
はは、悪い。それでどうだったんだ？
どうだったって。
決まってるだろう。女王陛下との会見のことさ。
なんですって。
I mean, it makes sense. Because, I mean, we decided to enter the tournament with him. Whatever reason would there be aside from us going to the castle?
どうしてジンさんが？
もしかしてエルナンさんから何か聞いていたんですか？
受付の兄ちゃんからは何も教えてもらってないぜ。ま、釜をかけさせてもらったというところかね。
Yeah, because, I mean, to be fair, he wouldn't have even had time to really tell him because he told the other bracers because they head over to the headquarters all the time. But Zin's here from Calvert, so he would be at the embassy.
釜って。
何の情報もなしにそんな推測はできませんよ。ジンさん、あなたは何を知っているんですか？
Oh, right, yeah, because, again, this is going to tie back to why he's even here, right? Because all of a sudden, the guy from Calvert, he's been wandering around the borough for a while. But why? It's one thing for the tournament, but he was here pretty early.
ようやくこいつをお前さんたちに見せられるな。
手紙？
この筆跡は。
まあとりあえずそいつを読んでみてくれ。大体の事情はわかるはずだ。
背景、ジン・バセック殿。ご無沙汰しているがお元気だろうか。急いでいるのでざっくばらんな書き方になることを許してほしい。実はイエーガー絡みの事件で帝国方面に向かうことになった。しかしリベール国内でも妙な勢力が動き始めているらしく、若手だけに任せるのは少々心もとない。 そこで君に頼みがある。私の留守中リベールに来て、何かあったら若い連中を助けてやってもらえないだろうか。君はリベールは初めてらしいから物見遊山しながらでも構わない。女王生誕祭の前には外国人も参加できる武術大会も開かれるから、いいカモフラージュになるだろう。突然の話で戸惑われると思うが、もし手が空いていたらお願いする。女王生誕祭までには戻るから、その時にはまた一緒に飲もう。カシウス・ブライト。追伸、もしかしたら私の娘と息子に会う機会もあるかもしれない。ギルドの見習いをやっているので、その時は遠慮なく鍛えてやってくれ。少々のことなら手を貸さずに自分の力で切り抜けさせてほしい。
これって
ジンさんは父に頼まれてリベールに来たんですか？そして父は今。
まあそういうことになるな。
そういうことになるなって。要するにジンさん、父さんとグルだったんじゃない。
グルとは人聞き悪いね。カシウスの旦那にはあの人がカルバードに来た時にいろいろとお世話になったんだ。いつか借りを返したかったから、この手紙は渡りに船だったのさ。
そうだったんだ。
いつ僕たちが父の子供だと分かったんですか？
最初に会った時にエステルが棒術具を持ってたから、なんとなくピンときてな。キリカに聞いて確信したわけだ。
Oh, right, yes, because he only wielded a sword until after his time in the army, right? Because ever since then, as a bracer, he always used a bow staff.
まったく、一言ぐらい教えてくれてもよかったのに。私たち父さんの行方がわからないでずっとやきもきしてたんだからね。
それについては悪いと思ってる。ただ文面からカシウスの旦那が帝国に行くことを隠したがっているような気がしてな。しかしどうやらお前さんたちだけででかい仕事をやり遂げたみたいじゃないか。
ねえヨシュ、もう話しちゃってもいいよね。
こうなったら事情を話した方が良さそうだ。僕たちだけで済ませるにはあまりにも大きい話だからね。
Star and Joshua told Zin that they met Queen Alicia at Professor Russell's request, and that they accepted a mission to rescue the captive Princess Claudia.
なるほどな。晩餐会での話を聞いてきな臭いとは思っていたが、よし、その依頼俺も手伝わせてもらうぜ。
いいの？
ああ、カシウスの旦那に恩返しする絶好の機会だからな。どうか俺にも協力させてくれ。
私たちの方からお願いしたいくらいだってば。
改めてよろしくお願いします。
こんな場所が存在していたなんて予想以上の規模だな。ロランス少尉、最深部まで案内できるかね？
了解しました。
Oh yeah, what are these monsters gonna be like in this game now?
機械の化け物。ほう、古代のオーバーマペットか。
Right, as guards, right? For the secret. I would definitely not want to fight them.
すごい。あんな化け物を一頭で。
君の方が反応は早かったようだな。やはり本気の君にはあまり勝てそうな気がしない。
ご謙遜を。さすがは牽制より受け継ぎし神速の居合しかと見せていただきました。
まだまだ未熟だ。だが時代の流れはあまりに早く 未熟者の成長を待ってはくれない。なんとかこの拙き両手で王国の明日を切り開かなくては。勇者たちよ、大いなる力への道は開いた。我らが愛するリベールの輝ける夜明けはもうすぐだ。諸君の働きに期待する。
了解であります。我ら特務兵一丸となって大佐のために尽くす所存です。リベールの栄光のために、リベールの栄光のために。
Understood. Stella, Joshua, both done an outstanding job. To think you'd return with a request from Her Majesty herself. Just a lucky break, I guess. But from here on out, I think we're gonna need a lot more than just luck. Right. We need to stay focused. As long as you both understand that, then there's nothing more for me to say. In any case, this means the request from Professor Russell has been fulfilled. I'm sure you'll need plenty of support moving forward, so allow me to give you your reward. Yes! 17! Fuck yeah! I'm almost rank 1, baby. Let's go. Now, as for the next matter, Zen, it was truly fortunate that you came to Cassius's invitation. Please lend us your strength as an A-rank bracer. Yep, that's the plan. Even if I didn't know Cassius had dead, I couldn't walk away from a crisis like this. I'm with you all the way. That's Zen for you. Always so generous. And what's with this A-rank business? It's how we measure a senior bracer's skill. The ranks range from G, to the lowest, to A, the highest. So an A-rank bracer is the highest? Whoa, Zen. You're a big deal. I'm actually one of the lower ranked A-rank bracers. There are roughly 20 A-rank bracers across the whole continent. Right. Arius McLean, Sarah Veilstein, was Beauty Blade also an A-rank at the time, or what? No, that would actually be much later, wouldn't it? I don't remember. Anyway. There's even an unofficial S-rank above that. It's reserved for bracers who have resolved cases of national importance. Only 4 of them on the entire continent. I can't even imagine how amazing they have to be. Guess you really don't know anything, do ya? One of those S-ranks is Cassius. Dude, seriously, when are we gonna meet another S-rank? We haven't met any since this. The only one who's the closest was Arius McLean, as that's like, they wanted to give him an S-rank title, but he stayed as A-rank. What? No way. Joshua, did you know that? Sorry, I know for a while. He got it 5 years ago after dealing with an incident in the Republic. Oh. Wait. Damn it, now I'm curious. What was the incident in the Republic? Because it's starting to sound like a big deal, but I don't think we talked about that at all in Treasure Daybreak, right? Man, seriously? I can't even be mad anymore. A colonel in the Royal Army, a hero known as the Divine Blade, and S-rank bracer? Why doesn't he just come fix this whole mess for us? You've got a point. If Cassius had been here, he probably would have crushed the coup before it took root. Joshua, is something wrong? I just find it all a bit strange. Yeah, it happened just as he left, right? Like, there wasn't even a hint that something was going wrong until after he left. That's when I set into motion. All these incidents happened after Dad left on his journey. It's almost like someone planned for the coup to happen while he was away. I can't seem to shake the feeling. Right, like maybe the Jaeger problem was by the same people, right? Because again, we still don't know who told Sorry about that. Had to answer a call. But anyway, yeah, like I was saying, it's like, this all happened perfectly well. Again, it would have to be the person who told Richard, right? Because they had to have known this would have progressed things much more at a fast pace. Because they don't know how long he's gone, so they only had a short window of time, right? And it all went so smoothly. They were able to do everything they wanted to at each city. So can't just go into the Empire. It was all part of the coup d'etat. I mean, it makes sense, right? Because if it's Jaegers, anyone can hire them, right? As long as you have the money, they'll do any job for you. It's different from the Bracers where it's like there are regulations and stuff. Hell, maybe you can even do it anonymously, so even they wouldn't know who hired them. But again, it's like, who's the one who told Richard then? Because again, they would also have to know like the movements of every single person. Is that what you're suggesting? No. Maybe I'm just overthinking things. I can't imagine anyone being able to manipulate Dad like that. They would have to understand his movements and try to outmaneuver him. True, that wouldn't be easy. I mean, we know him and still had no idea what he was planning. Well, I doubt anyone even that colonel could outsmart Cassius. It's most likely just a coincidence that these things happen simultaneously. I don't know, man. Either way, we can't rely on Cassius to support us. That's why I made an important decision. From this moment onwards, the Grancel branch of the Bracer Guild declares a state of emergency. State of emergency? This request does come directly from Her Majesty the Queen. That allows us to bypass our Article 3 regulation, which normally prohibits interference in national affairs. Oh, right. Yeah, because we talked about that before. Like, Joshua was like, we can't do anything. The only thing we can do is deliver the message because it comes from Professor Russell to the Queen. But that's all we can do. However, because now the Queen gave us an order, we can bypass those rules. I'm glad we still stuck that, because I think I do remember we talked something along these lines, but I didn't remember what. But yeah, this is why this time the Bracers aren't actually allowed to interfere. However, we're still no match for the military. We'll not only need Zin's help, but the help of every Bracer in the royal capital. Got it. Yeah, if we're going up against the intelligence division, we're gonna need all the help we can get. Ideally, I'd have every branch across the nation help us as well, but as of today, all checkpoints and landing points have been completely closed off by the army. Right, because the coronation's gonna happen, right? Or, not coronation, but the Queen's Festival. All under the guise of anti-terrorism. What? That's essentially marital law, or martial law. Looks like the enemy's done playing around. They're likely trying to keep the Royal Guard hidden and us from moving our forces freely. Not to make do with the forces we have. It'll be tough, but we got this. By the way, do we have any idea where they're actually holding the hostages? Yes, I've been pondering that for some time now. My best guess is they're being held at the Herba Royal Villa. The Herba Royal Villa? You mean the one in the forest? That place seems the most plausible. The Special Ops have been using it, claiming it's for anti-terrorism. Besides, I doubt they keep a member of the royal family in a place like the Lakeston Fortress. But since we're facing the army, we'll need something a bit more solid to go on. We can't afford to be wrong about this. Yes, exactly. Either way, we must gather every Bracer in the city. Maybe you can ask for more information while rounding up the others. As I recall, Estella, you and Joshua had connections with a certain journalist, yes? Oh, you mean Niall? That might actually be a good idea. See if he's heard anything. We should also request support for the Royal Guard in hiding. I'd appreciate if you could follow up on that lead, too. So that means we need to get in touch with Lieutenant Schwartz, who's posing as a sister at the church. Considering she's the one who gave us the letter of introduction to the Queen, we should probably give her an update. We'll head to the cathedral, too. There are currently 4 other Bracers here in the capital: Kurt, Grant, Karna, and Annalise. You'll likely find them at the tavern, the usual shops, or maybe the hotel. You see them, please let them know to gather here. Okay, got it. We'll head out right away.
緊急体制か。いよい よう大ごとになってきたって感じ。
I know, our big break.
俺も久しぶりの大仕事になるな。気合を入れ直すとしよ
う。町に兵士が増えていますし、慎重に進めましょう。
I should probably see if there's any quests. Okay, nothing. Had to check. I think we did have to gather the other braces before, right? I don't remember. It's been a while. So maybe we did? I feel like we did have a team huddle at the Bracer Guild, but again, even I don't know. Maybe I forgot. I'll at least contact the, I'll at least talk with Niall and Julia, then we'll end the stream. Because I actually do want to continue this tomorrow, because like I said, I really want to try to do as much of the main story as I can before we start Beyond the Horizon. Oh, wait. Save. Yes, finally. Okay, here we go. Chief, this is strange. You haven't heard from him in 2 days. Knowing him, he probably got wrapped up in chasing a big scoop. This whole martial law thing, no contact does seem strange. Oh? Oh, right, yes. I forgot about this. Estelle, Joshua. Hey there, Dorothy. Good afternoon. Oh, you're the kids that won the Royal Tournament. I'm the chief editor of Liberal News. Heard quite a lot about you from Niall and Dorothy. You're Estelle and Joshua from the Bracer Guild, correct? Yep. Nice to meet you. Pleasure to meet you. I always look forward to reading each issue of the Liberal News. That's always what I like to hear. So, did you come by to see Niall? Uh-huh, that's right. Actually, we were just talking about that. Niall hasn't shown up to the office for the past 2 days. There's been no contact from him at all. What? Yesterday and today. We just spoke with Niall here 2 days ago. Really? You were the one who gave us his message, Dorothy. After the semifinals, we came back here to talk to him. Oh yeah, now that you mention it, I sort of remember that. Did Niall mention anything? Like, if he planned on going somewhere or something? I think he did, right? Like, more information? He headed out on an interview. Yeah, called away by someone. Yeah, that's right. Somebody called him, and he went out somewhere. Yeah, the phone call. Maybe it was a new lead? Are you two serious? Yes. So he hasn't checked in since we last spoke with him. No way. Is he dead? Hey, don't jinx it. By the way, the airliners aren't running today, but maybe they were running yesterday and he went out to another region? I checked with the landing port and his name wasn't on any of the passenger lists. I think it's safe to say he's still somewhere in the city. When you last saw this reporter friend of yours, did he mention he was working on some kind of story? What? With the way things are going, but the army's been keeping you guys on a pretty tight leash. Isn't that right, Chief? Yes, that's exactly what they're doing. Especially when it comes to anything involving the Intelligence Division. Nothing but pure censorship. It's enough to make my blood boil. Given the current climate, there aren't a lot of stories he could run with. But as a reporter, he probably still wants to give the readers something fresh and engaging, right? That's true. Something new and newsworthy that also wouldn't get blocked by the Intelligence Division's censorship. Did Niall mention anything along those lines? Oh, now that you mention it. About Kanon and Julia's past. About the Royal Tournament winners. About the marriage, right? Because he heard rumors about that. Ah, the Duke did mention that at the banquet. So now I'll mention it to all of you, did he? It'd be a massive scoop if it turns out to be true. He said he'd try to confirm it, but how did Niall find out about that anyway? Oh yeah, how did he? He would have had to learn it from somebody. Maybe he has an in with the maids or something? Maybe one of the soldiers? But yeah, I was like, about Kanon and Julia, that'd be bad. Especially for Kanon. About the winners, it doesn't really change anything. They already do that anyway. It's not really the kind of information anybody outside the royal family should know, right? I think he said he heard it from a friend who works at the Herba Royal Villa. Off the record, she said that terrorists might be targeting the princess. Apparently, she's secretly being protected at the Royal Villa. Oh, yes, right. Yeah. He probably went to investigate it. To be like, oh, it's not true. I knew it. That's all the confirmation we need. If the friend who contacted him that day works at the villa, then it's very likely Niall's at the villa too. I see. Knowing Niall, I could see him trying to sneak in to interview Her Highness. Oh, I see. And if the guards got him, he might have been arrested. Oh, please, he's not going to die. But if they got him, I doubt they're just going to release him. Yeah, he's probably in the same situation as Princess Claudia. Wait, what do you two know? You know something about what's happening in the capital. No, in all of Liberl, don't you? Sorry, I don't think we can talk about it yet. Please leave Niall to the Bracer Guild. If he's being held, we'll make sure he gets released. Alright, and I'll leave it to you. Please, Estelle, everyone, you've gotta save Niall. Yep, just leave it to us. Yeah, there we go. I got both of those right. Sweet. Actually, Claudia may not even be here. Oh shit, let me guess, maybe she heard, right? Like, Julia heard about, the tip that Niall got and she went to go herself, maybe? Like, undercover? That would be bad. If she did. Yeah, who knows, maybe we'll actually find it here, because that part I actually don't remember. Oh. Oh, right, yeah, we have two upstairs here, right. Sorry, gotta get through this. Okay, the other side then. Here we go. Oh, you are. Well, we're from the Bracer Guild. We were wondering if Sister Ellen is here in the cathedral today. Oh, so you must be the ones working with her. Wait, what? Seems you're already fully aware of the situation. She asked us to help with something and we came to report in. I'm afraid she's no longer staying at the cathedral. Earlier this morning, she said her goodbyes and departed. Where'd she go? Regrettably, I can't say for certain. I've known the royal family for some time, so I was more than willing to shelter her here. As for this matter, she kept the details to herself. I suspect she didn't want the church getting mixed up in her affairs. I see. Still, you may rest assured. When she left, her eyes were filled with a hopeful light. It wasn't despair or recklessness that drove her to leave. That does make me feel a little better, I guess. Still, sounds like we're not getting in touch with the Royal Guard anytime soon. Well, no use complaining about it now. Best we set aside contact the Royal Guard for the time being. Yeah, it's disappointing, but we'll have to manage without them. This road you walk, it's fraught with hardship, isn't it? It is said that the goddess aids those who aid themselves. As long as you do your best, the goddess will see fit to light your way. Yeah, of course, Julie. Yeah, maybe she did. Maybe she did somehow have her own lead, right? Like she had someone in the Urban Royal Villa who could tell her stuff. And that's what led to her leaving. I'll just say the princess. Alright, let's check here first. Okay, nothing new here. Good. Oh yeah, I guess Karna would be here. Oh, Karna! Yes, I know. Said I would do this another time, but I'll just gather everyone now. Things have taken a bit of a troublesome turn. You wouldn't believe it. Explain the situation in the Queen's request.
どうやら冗談じゃなさそうだね。関所と発着場が封鎖されてきな臭いとは思っていたが、事情は分かった。私はどうすればいい？
We're gathering everyone for a strategy meeting. Head to the
了
guild.
解だ。一足先に行ってるよ。
I wonder if later we'll get a quest for Karna, you know? Because we had one with Annalise, we had this one with Kurt. We kind of had one with Grant, but we didn't really have one for Karna. Hers was not really main story type, but that's kind of all we had for her, so kind of hoping the next game we get one for her. But you never know. Maybe somehow I missed it and I didn't know it. Found you, Grant.
おっと、優勝チームのお出ましか。晩餐会で城に泊まったそうだが、もう帰ってきちまったのか。さぞかしうまいもんを食ってきたんじゃないのか。
It was so good, but we got something more important to discuss.
それどころじゃない。おいおい、マジかよ。
Every word, unfortunately. I stick my very name on it.
不動の陣。あんたが動いているってことは疑う余地はなさそうだな。
Damn, that's a bar.
よし、わかった。
Gotta remember to use that.
俺も協力させてもらうぜ。
Thanks, Grant. We'll hold a strategy meeting first, so head to the guild. Everyone should be waiting there.
わかった。後でな。
I know Olivia's just gonna somehow wander in at the perfect time. Like he's gotta be the last to arrive just to look cool. Wait, who's at the hotel? I guess maybe Annalise. Maybe. Oh, never mind, it's Kurt. Oh, right, he was sensing something strange, right?
あの時の記憶。あと少しで思い出せそうなんだが。
Right, he was on a mission and then something happened, but he can't remember what happened, right?
まるでもやがかかったみたいに。
But hey, I mean, I guess you could still say like Kurt was the closest to solving the case, right? Because it means he learned something that he definitely wasn't supposed to at the time. And that definitely could have been troublesome. Kurt! Good, we found you.
おや、エステル君とヨシュア君か。ジンさんも一緒にどうしたんだい？
Remember how we went to the castle for the banquet yesterday? While we were there, these two rookies received an unbelievable request.
とんでもない依頼？
It might be best if we explain everything to you, Kurt.
それは本当か？
Yep, every word. Which is why we need your help, Kurt.
いや、そうじゃない。陛下の依頼というのも確かに驚きなんだが、大佐が手に入れたという漆黒のオーブメントというのは本当に存在するのか？
Huh? Wait, what? Kurt? Hey, are you okay? You look a little pale. Oh, I see. It was the orbment, wasn't it? He learned about the gospel when he wasn't supposed to yet. He probably also knows what it's going to be used for. But they had to do something to him to make sure he didn't spill the beans. What? This is...
ちょっと離れてろ。
Yeah, they tempered with his mind. He had to release the energy that was constraining him, right? What the heck was that? He didn't do it to me, but I felt a little jolt too. That was chi energy. Or ki. It affects the body directly without any physical contact. Sorry, we didn't have much time. So I had to be a little rough. How are you feeling?
ああ、すまない。もう大丈夫だ。全部ではないが、ようやく思い出すことができた。そのショックで体が言うことを聞かなくなったみたいだ。
What do you remember?
前に話しただろ。3ヶ月ほど前の事故さ。
Right. You lost your memory while on a job, right?
ああ、私はあの時、ある人物に頼まれて、黒装束の連中のことを調べていた。そして、連中が運んでいた怪しげな代物を奪取したんだ。それは、漆黒のオーグメントだった。
Oh! Oh my god, right. Duh. K. It was Kurt who gave it. Kurt knew how dangerous this was going to be, so he had to give it to the only other person who could handle it. Cassius. And to give it to Professor R, to Professor Russell. I see. It was Kurt. That's also why he couldn't completely reveal Professor Russell's name too, because he knew that there's a chance someone else might have intercepted the letter before the rightful owner, or recipient. The person who asked you to investigate them, was it?
ああ、君たちの父親のカシウスさんだ。
Yeah, there we go.
私は急いで、そのオーブメントを小包でカシウスさん宛てに送った。なんとか、そこまでは思い出したよ。
I'll be honest, I completely forgot about that. Like, that was a point of the other game, like, who was the K? Right, Kurt, of course. Why the fuck did I forget? Wait, does that mean the K who sent the parcel was...
私のことだ。ラッセル博士に解析してもらうよう、メモに進言した記憶がある。そうか、あの小包は君たちが受け取ったのか。
Ah, right, and because he lost his memory of the whole thing, he couldn't just go to Professor R and be like, okay, good, you got it. Can you tell me what it is too? So that me and Cassius can work together. That's probably what he was hoping to do, but by that point he had already lost all his memories. Kurt, do you remember anything after that? What happened to you after you sent the parcel to our father? I see. That's probably also why, like, at that point, Cassius already had people on the lookout for people in black, right? So he didn't only have Agate looking into them, he had Kurt too. He already had bracers moving for him in case. That's why they had to put the Jaegers into action at Erebonia. Because clearly Cassius had already started his move even before all this took place. So they had to find a way to stall him long enough so that he couldn't actually have any direct effect.
ああ、発着場を出た後、誰かに声をかけられて、その後はダメだ。もやがかかったように思い出すことができない。
You shouldn't push yourself too hard trying to remember. You only strain your body.
ああ、わかった。とりあえず、あの時のことを思い出せただけでも上出来だ。
But who would do something like this? Could the special ops have done something to you? I suppose that's possible. They did use that poison on Agate. Ah, right, so who's to say they couldn't have like some kind of crazy powerful sedative or something? It seems like they're developing and testing special chemical compounds. Oh, maybe that's it too, right? Because probably another one of the things they're trying to like use to boost their strength when they try to fight back against Erebonia again, right? This will be part of their military power, right? Not only having all these soldiers, but they'll need weapons. Chemical compounds will be the next part of warfare. It could have been some kind of drug that causes memory loss. That's a new level of creepy. So it might be the same thing that was used on the Sky Pirate boss in Mayor Dalmore, huh? We need to keep our guard up too.
肝心の話がまだだったな。陛下の依頼の件は了解した。どうか私にも協力させてほしい。
But are you sure you're okay, Kurt?
ああ、記憶を取り戻して逆に体が軽くなったくらいさ。落とし前をつける意味でもぜひとも協力させてほしいんだ。
Looks like you're in fighting shape. It's gonna be a strategy meeting, so head to the guild first.
分かった。オンに切る。
Hopefully he doesn't automatically put me at the guild, because kinda want to save for another time. So I want to at least meet up with Annalise, and then we can start our strategy meeting next time. Next time being tomorrow. Because like I said, I really want to go on a roll with this. See how far we can get. Alright, this is how I do high speed mode. I keep forgetting. High speed mode is so different in all these trails, or in a good amount of these trails games. Oh yeah, Annalise would be here for something cute, wouldn't she? Oh, I'm not surprised.
あ、エステルちゃんにヨシュア君、それにジンさんも。もうお城から戻ってきたんだ。
Yeah, we're back. But Annalise, can we talk in private?
なになに？面白い話でもあるの？
Oh, you have no idea. Well, now that you talk about gossip, I wouldn't exactly call it juicy, more like surprising.
なんだか楽しそうじゃない。こんなところで立ち話もなんだから、外の休憩所でも行こっか。
Just to be clear, this isn't a joke. It's gonna be a big job. We could really use your help.
ごめん、ちょっと混乱して事態が把握できてないみたい。
I mean, fair. Not everyone's gonna be able to take it the same way. Because isn't she also just someone who just became a veteran bracer?
よくわからないけど、みんなギルドに集まるのね。
Yep. Ellen should be able to explain all the details when you get there.
わかった。とりあえず行ってみるね。
Well, good thing she's quick on the uptake. Again, probably better for her, right? Because again, we'd probably be acting the same if we didn't already know everything. But alright, finally, people. Progress in Trails in the Sky First Chapter Remake again. You guys have no idea how hyped I am to finally be back. And that we can finally finish this really great game. Yeah, it sucks because, again, I would have put it on the top 5 of my favorite games for last year, but unfortunately I didn't get to finish it by then. But at least now we can try to do everything we can to try to finish this before the release of Trails Beyond the Horizon. Again, even if we don't, I'll still keep playing it anyway, so that all we have to do is wait for Sky's second remake. But it's getting good. Now we know everything for the Queen. We're gathering the whole team together, and we're starting to build a much bigger picture as to what exactly is happening. But again, still don't have all the answers as to like what Richard hopes to achieve, what exactly is the artifact locked beneath the castle, who exactly is the informant who told him everything, who's the one that messed with Kurt's head, where Julia went. And again, it's like, who's the grand mastermind behind all of this so far? Because again, it's like, things wouldn't have gone into motion if Richard didn't already get that intel about Princess Claudia supposedly to be the next in line for the throne. But we'll have to see. But anyway, it was great chatting with you all again. Again, sorry for not streaming for so long, but I'm back. I'm finally gonna do more streams casually whenever I can. But yeah. Like I said, I won't do Night Abyss yet still, because I actually do have to grind. I'll try to put some time over the weekend to actually grind, because again, last time I streamed it, I almost got killed by the first spawns in the new area, so it's gonna take a lot of work for me to get to that level, but I'm gonna try my best. I'm gonna try my best to see if I can ready myself for that. Like I said, I will try to do a Sonic Racing Crossroads stream sometime in the next couple days. Just to have some fun with just some mindless racing. Maybe another Melty Blood stream, because again, like I said, I want to try to do a good amount of this game before Trails Beyond the Horizon, and we do still have time before Arknights Enfield's official release, which I will definitely stream that when it comes out. And next week we do have the Wuthering Waves update coming out, so we got a lot of stuff to look forward to. And like I said, I'll hold off on Star Rail and Hokai Impact 3rd a bit more until I can find time to squeeze those in. But anyway, let me give a shout out to everyone who showed up to the stream tonight. So shout out to Mrs. Lobster 007, Easy and Turtle 169, and Guardian Soulblade for all showing up to stream. Great chat with all you. Seriously, it's great to be back after like almost a week of not streaming. And especially with this game to kick it off, sounds like a good time to me. And also, like I said before, I know I said this multiple times, but also shout out to Gung Ho who's made this game for being so patient with me and trying to help me be able to continue this game, because again, it just would have irked me if I could not finish this game before the release of the second game, because again, I love Trails in the Sky. It's my favorite of all the Trails series. Like, the trilogy is just the best. It's like, I want the full-on action, I want the full-on voice acting in the modern engine, so I'm glad I can continue this. So again, major shout out to Gung Ho for being patient with me and helping me resolve this problem over the past couple weeks. Just goes to show they really do care about making sure everyone gets to enjoy the game as they should. But anyway, if you guys did enjoy the stream but already found the channel, please make sure to leave a follow. Much appreciated. Check out my YouTube channel, I post all the VODs. Subscribe there as well. Join the Discord, you guys already. Links to all those are on the channel. But this has been Xanthos Voice. I hope you guys have a great rest of your night. I'll see you guys next time. We're out.